Yes. Woke up late this morning to like 300 messages. It's arrived. It's arrived. The time has come. The time has come. As you can see, the blue lights behind me. Let's do a little bit of let's change it. We'll go blue. It's a blue day for Michael Voss, but it's a great day for us. Listen, I'm just going to have my little say here before we get some people in here. But we've been asking for this. We've been asking for this. So everyone, I've been watching like some of the media now, and you get people like Gerard Wheatley now telling us that the fans, I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy about what, mate? What are we happy about? What are we happy about? That our club is a disaster. We've been calling for this for ages. We're not idiots. We're not happy that our club is on its knees. What is wrong with you people, mate? Like, this is what we needed to get done so we can move forward. What don't you understand about this? What don't you understand? You think that we are happy that we sacked another coach. You know who shouldn't be happy? People like Graham Wright. Last year you had your chance and we could have started again now. We could have started again now. We could have already been on our way. But what happened? This was your own ego that kept him. This was your own ego that kept him. And now, what are we? What are we? In round 9, and we look like a bunch of idiots. What are we? 1 and 8, 1 and 9. What's the difference what we are? Right? This is a disgrace that we had to do it during round 9. Listen, at the end of the day, I'll just say quickly something about Voss. Mate, thanks for your services. Thanks for coming. It's not all on you. They actually set you up to fail. They actually set you up to fail, these people, right? But you had your opportunity. Man, we're not happy. I'm happy that the move has been done. I'm not happy that our club is like a disaster now. What is wrong with you, mate? Listen, let's get someone in. Oh, he was there. Hold on. We'll get someone in a sec. So don't think that we're sitting here and we're happy about this. But I am happy that we are moving forward. This is the first step for us to move forward. This is what this is about. It's about us moving forward now. Now we're going to get an interim coach. Is that the solution? No, that's not the solution. The interim coach isn't the solution at the moment. We're going to get Josh Fraser. So I'm going to need people out there to help me about what's going on. As I said, I only got up like half an hour ago. I had a late night. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a shock. Not a shock that it happened, just waking up and all of a sudden it's actually happened. And resigned. Let's be serious. We're not idiots. The bloke didn't resign. He was told to leave. They just make him look better that he resigned. They gave him that option so he doesn't look as bad. That's what that is. That's what that is. So listen, we'll get some people in and we'll start. We've got the great Gorkan in there. How are you, mate?
Good, Rock. How are you doing?
All the way from I've even forgotten.
From Water Gardens, Water Gardens.
Water Gardens. You're at the Sporting Globe. How are you, mate? What are your thoughts on this?
I'll try to keep it nice and short just because it is lunchtime and I've only got one stuffing on the floor. But yeah, that was a shock. I woke up pretty much to the news that Voss had resigned, and I'm like, okay, well, that was out of the ordinary, but kind of makes sense why probably the boys did what they did on the weekend as well in the second half. Maybe there was some sort of, knowledge, or Voss finally told them, all right, boys, this is kind of just go out there, do what you want to do, but this is pretty much our last half together sort of thing. Obviously, not great news. We don't want another coach sacked, but like exactly. You said, it did have to happen, and it's just a waste of year now, isn't it? It's probably something that should have happened last pre-season, but we've just wasted a whole year now.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, people are going like, oh, we're not happy. It's a wasted year, man. I'm disappointed. Yeah. Like, this is another year just wasted. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So
it's not even halfway through the season yet, and we've sacked a coach, and we've got 14 weeks with an interim coach now who's not going to even be our coach next season.
100%. The players won't know where we're at. You know what I mean? And I always said I think it's a bit early, but I think the pressure was just too much at the end.
Yeah.
They couldn't hold it anymore,
Yeah,
and they
absolutely.
had to do it. It's exactly what we needed. As I said, like, I'm not happy that Michael Voss now his coaching career is, you know, like done and it's over, and it's another man who's lost his job. Let's not think that we're animals here. I'm just thinking for the current football club. You know,
Yeah,
the current
absolutely.
football club, this is exactly what we needed. You know what I mean? We can move forward now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So it's.
I think the pressure's on the leaders now. So obviously Graham Wright, you know, he's got a massive decision to make in the next 14 weeks. Cripps, Wadering, Walsh, you know, Cripps is third coach now. He's gone through 3-4 coaches now as a captain. You know, when does the pressure come anymore? Is he going to call quits at the end of the year and move teams as well? No, you know, like how many times can you go through a coach and then go through the whole entire process?
100%.
That's 4 times in 10 years, yeah, 12 years, 4 coaches.
100%. And I'll tell you another thing, man. This isn't just the end of it. Don't think that, like, I heard Wheelie saying, oh, you know, like, Carlton again. Get stuffed, Wheelie. You're fucking giving me the shits now, man. This isn't our fault, mate. You know what? And this is not the end of it. Don't think that now, all of a sudden, this is done. This is done. We're just happy that the coach. No, there's more changes have to be done, mate. There's more changes have to be done, mate. This is just the start. Frawley, out you go. Hey, I want to see Righty come out, mate. I want to see you come out and bloody be a man about this now. Be a man about this, man, and explain why we're in this situation. Before
he's got to take accountability. He's got to take accountability for 100%.
100%. And we've got we've got Lyndon Hoskins from our sponsor, Top Dog Liquor, mate. He's given the 1-2. 1-2, you're done, mate. How are you, Lyndon?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. Sorry, I'm actually at work at the moment, so sorry about the camera and everything. You can see I'm actually in
it's all good, mate.
But I got your invitation. I had to come on. I'll be obviously not surprised. I mean, it was always going to happen, but I've got to say I'm just surprised at all the feedback on radio this morning. Like I listened to SEN this morning, and Jared Waitley, like all these Carlton supporters, you know, pretty much sort of questioning our motives and our attitude. I mean, this has to be done. We're in a professional sporting organisation. I don't understand all the backlash towards us Carlton supporters who are just demanding success, demanding excellence. Is there anything wrong with that? I didn't hear you at the start, Rocco, so you've probably already gone on about this, but I don't understand the backlash towards Carlton fans. What are we supposed to expect? We expect to just to go along, and I know it's all about the board and the CEO and all that sort of stuff have copped a fair bit as well. But at the end of the day, he's in the job at the moment. He has had to get it done. He's lost 8 out of 9. I mean, what do they expect? He has to go. So I think it's a great decision. Now, I don't like the personal pile on Michael Voss. It's nothing personal. But as far as on a professional level, he just had to go. So I don't understand all the fuss and the backlash against Carlton supporters who are just demanding that the club do the right thing, and demand success is what we've always done.
100%, Lyndon. And you know what? The backlash, it's just normal from the club and from everyone, always putting it on the supporter. It's our fault for wanting success. It's our fault. Yeah. It's our fault. All we do is support, mate. All we do is support, you know. So you're absolutely spot on there, mate. This has got nothing to do with the personal Michael Voss. This has got to do with the position. Just remember, everyone, this is about the coach's position. This is about the Carlton Football Club. It's nothing personal, mate. It could have been Jesus Christ there. I would have said, even if it was Jesus Christ there, right? I would have said, it's time to go! And that's it, man. And that's it, mate. Before you go on, Lyndon, just say hi to Andy's all the way from we got the two. Hey, we got the 2 liquor shots, man. I want to see a brawl between you two. Who's got the best fight?
Let's go, brother. No, bro. No. We're not doing that.
Andy, I reckon, don't worry about that thirsty camel or celebrations wherever you're with. Come over and sign on with us at Top Dog, mate. We'll have you.
Well, look at, we got the bottle. Top Dog Liquor about
The
to
bottle
punch on. Before you
Good
go on,
stuff,
Andy,
Andy. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say.
Just before you go on, just a couple of super chats, man. Thank you very much, man. I know this was we just came up with it in the last minute just to get this up, but we thought everyone would like to hear it. This is from Michael. Yeah, we've met Michael. $5. Thank you. I don't know if we can really move forward, Voss. Voss going is a start, but if anyone thinks it's a fix, they're crazy. We have a lot of corrections to do yet. And that's exactly right. And one more before we get to Andy is I respect Voss for walking, but this can't become another Carlton ritual sacrifice. We've changed coaches for 20 years. At some point, the microscope has to move upstairs. And that's exactly like what I was saying. It's time. It's time for everyone to be looked at. Andy?
Yeah, well, I came here to pretty much say what you just said. So everybody has to be looked at now. This is an opportunity for the club to start clean. You know, everybody starts fresh. Everybody starts clean from the top to the bottom, mate. We have an opportunity to start completely fresh now.
Exactly.
You know, so let's actually listen to the advice. Let's create a team to pick a good coach, take their advice this time, choose the right coach, let him have a look at, the players and get him to have a look at, who to keep, who to get rid of, all that, and then go from there. It's a really good opportunity.
100%, Andy. And I said this about even when the Elijah Olives happened, right? I said, this is a chance. It's the line in the sand, not as
You're
far
on mute,
as
I think,
Rocco. Yep. You going, Aya? You there, Lyndon? I heard you talk. All right, let me continue. Can you hear me, Lyndon? No, that's how.
I don't think you can.
No, that's how Michael Coach.
I can't hear you, Rocco.
All right,
it's me and you, Andy.
Something's going on. Go in.
You can't hear Rocco?
Go in and come back.
I can't hear Rocco, no.
No.
That's real weird.
I can hear you, though,
hear Rocco. Yeah, I can hear Rocco. I can hear you both.
All right, I don't know what's going on.
I can always come out and come back in, but whatever.
Yeah, come out and come back in. This is exactly, Andy, exactly how the coaching department was working during the year. I can't hear you. I can only hear one person. I can't hear you. That's exactly what was happening. But I said this about this. Hey, this is not a line in the sand for like the game, but the line in the sand for the Carlton fucking Football Club, mate. We can set it up now. We can set it up and we can be the trendsetters. We can show how it's done, mate. This is the moment. People are going to turn around and say, this was the moment that we become a great club again. Let's start doing it right, mate. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. This is the moment now. Let's use it. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. This can be a great thing, right? Just look at it as a great thing. Let me just bring these people back in.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what I say. This, Lyndon, this could be a great thing, mate, this moment right now. This could be the
100%.
moment that we move forward and we become a great club again.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. And I mean, up to this year, I mean, apart from Michael Voss himself, we put the pieces in place. We brought in all these new people. And I think this is the final piece to fall. And I just think, again, I don't understand all the backlash about why Carlton supporters are celebrating today. And it's always, again, as I said before, the supporters' fault. But I'm with you, mate. I think it's a great opportunity to reset, to really try and get it right. The interesting thing is what type of coach they're going to want to go for. We've gone for the recycled coach, the new coach, the sort of interim coach. We've gone through all these different ones. I'll be interested to see what they go for and what everyone else thinks out there as well. I mean, you've got Ken Hinkley and Adam Simpson and John Longmire out there as well. We've also got some really good assistants out there as well. So, look, it's another chance to get it right. And, and again, I'll say, like probably a lot of the viewers out there today, nothing personal against Michael Voss. He's a great player, a great guy. But at the end of the day, he had to go. And for us to move forward, he had to go. And best of luck to him. But at this stage, we're only interested in our club and we have to get it back on track.
Exactly right. And that's what it's all about, man. Again, it's not personally on him. It's just about us moving forward now. That's what people have got to understand. That's all we want as Carlton supporters, man. Just to move forward.
Can I just chime in quickly? Do you think the language of Voss resigning changes things? Because we're sitting here, we're saying, this is a good opportunity. It's not personal for Voss and all that. But we're being told that, hang on, it was actually Voss's call. So he wasn't sacked, or was he?
I think
the
it's been an
club
ongoing thing.
has the club. Yeah, so has the club even announced anything? Like,
no, there's been no press conference or anything. So
the club is the most gutless club in the land, because for 6 hours now, media's gone wild. But the story's broken, the story's progressed, the story's ended, and the club still hasn't released a statement.
that's weak, man. That's what we are. We're weak as a club. We're weak as leaders. You know how this should have been handled? Because let's be honest. He didn't resign. He got sacked.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, right? We're not idiots here, right? Why did they set up a press conference? They talked to all the media, man. They're all mates. They could have said, listen, there's going to be a press conference at 10 o'clock, right? You put Michael Voss next to you. You get the fucking president right next to you, right? Instead of sitting with your missus in the bloody Sydney board, right? And you do a proper press conference. At least give Michael Ross the dignity to say what he's got to say on his final, departure, man. Again, this shows how weak they are, man. What other club a coach resigns and sacks and they don't have a press conference?
Yeah.
Like, it's just showing that how weak we are at times.
Yeah, there's no easy way to go about it, I suppose. No probably real correct way. I mean, but you look at clubs like Collingwood and probably Geelong and Hawthorn, Sydney, all those clubs. There's a reason why they're the clubs they are and so successful is because of the way they run the club. Everything that we do is a bit of a shambles. But, I mean, we'll wait and see what the club have to say. I mean, maybe the company line has been, let's just not say anything, let everyone do the thing, and then we'll do our press conference later. But, geez, it's nearly up past 12 in the afternoon. I mean, surely there'd be something by now. Maybe the president would have flown down this morning. Who knows? But you're right, Rocco. It has been unorganised, as you could probably expect from Carlton. But let's hope that the press conference they eventually do will, sort of tie it up a little bit anyway. But I don't know about you, Andy, but I actually heard this morning on SEN that apparently this has been an ongoing thing for the last few weeks where it's been sort of dialogue between the two. And I think at the end of the day, he was told that his contract wouldn't be renewed next year, which is why he's made the decision himself. But look, they'll spin it any way they have to try and appease fans, sponsors, all that sort of stuff, and do it the politically correct way. But at the end of the day, as I said before, we've just got to move on and don't worry about all that sort of stuff.
100%. And look, apparently by Rocky Zing, he is press is at 1:30, so we'll see about that. And the other one is, I just want to put up before we go, is Bocek. The worst part about this, I have to buy Rocco a slab, so I'll be coming to one of you guys to buy a slab because Bocek said that they were going to re-sign him for next year. You're an idiot. You are an idiot, man. Before you go on,
I thought that too. I had a feeling.
Yeah,
Thank God I was wrong. Thank God I was wrong.
A couple of super chats. Thank you. Taylor, I think I know this girl. Taylor, Voss and Kelly Holiday have both been told to F off. He did too. It's a great day. And
Kelly
we've also got
Holiday.
one from Lone Wolf. No confidence that the folks higher up will make the right calls. Hopefully we don't just go for a name. And that's 100% right. This is the time that we can actually now, like line in the sand, move forward and make the right decision. Yeah, that's what we want.
Yep, agreed.
That's what
Absolutely.
we want, man. Any ideas on? It's too early to even talk about another coach. I just want the process to be done right, man. Like it's just way too early. But I would like an assistant. I would like a brand new coach and start brand new with all the kids You know, it's great that they've done it early. I'm happy doing it. At least they can start preparing for next year. I know it's early, but we need to prepare for next year.
Be interesting to see what Josh Fraser does this week as well, as far as team selection and positional changes and everything else. Does he coach to win, or does he coach to just finish as low as he can to get the picks for next year? Very interesting. And also potentially, what do you call it? Sabotage his own sort of coaching ambitions for next year. What's going to be the narrative from the club?
Mate, I don't think anyone is going to be coaching to lose. It just doesn't happen, mate. Like, it just doesn't happen, man. As I said, that might happen with 2 or 3 weeks to go, and then all you do is you start resting players and that. But I can't see anyone coming in and the board coming in and going, all right, you come in, but we have to lose. If Josh Fraser agrees to that, I'd sack him too. If I was the board and I go, listen, Josh, this is what we're going to do. And if he agreed, I would say, fuck off. You're not the man we want.
Yep, agreed.
Right? Even if it's for 16 weeks. I don't care, mate. Like, we still got to be playing for the future, for next year, yeah?
Yeah.
Rocco, you said, oh, sorry, Lyndon, go.
Go ahead, mate. You're right.
Thanks, mate. Rocco, you were saying how you want an assistant. You don't want, you want fresh eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think as a supporter base, we are mature enough and patient enough to go through a coach not having his first experience?
Far out. That's a good question, man. And are we? I think we'll accept it. But you know us, we'll jump on them real quick.
For how long?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for how long? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the problem.
So what's your turnaround? What's your turnaround time? We get a new coach. Hypothetically speaking, we get Hayden Skipworth from Collingwood. He's the man that's recommended. How long has he got to turn the club around before you start to turn?
I would say next year it would have to be like you have to give him a bit of leeway for next year, but I want to see improvement. And by the year after, I want to see us like at least challenging a bit like Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like, be up there. Yeah, we're going to lose games. We're going to learn. Hey, before we keep on going, we got the great man too. We've got Andy, the club all the way from Ecclesall. How are you? Listen, look at that smile on his face.
I'm excited, boys. I'm excited. 2 years in the making. I've been calling for this clown to get sacked. 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's done. And you'll say, let's be honest. Let's not.
Exactly right. Are you, even though it happened this morning, are you shocked that it happened this morning? Like, it was a good comeback by Carlton, as people say, last week and all that. And you think, are you shocked that it happened this week? Like, I still thought a couple of weeks away. Yeah,
I thought it happened at the bye, to be honest, because they've had plenty of chances to pull the trigger and they haven't. So I thought, they do what the norm is, sack them at the bye or part ways at the bye. So that didn't, obviously it's happened now. And this is what I've just done my club corner, right? And I called Voss a coward and the board a coward because, mate, what do you do? Okay, so let's just say he resigned, right? Or they gave him the option, we're not going forward with you. So that's it. You just pack your bags, have a sook and go, do you? After the damage you've done to this club, you prick, right? And then for the board not to come out and say, mate, we're not sticking up. We're not putting up with this shit. Get out. You've destroyed our club. Piss off. Sacked. That's the only thing that pisses me off. I'm happy he's gone and we can start fresh,
So they're going to do a press conference at 1:30. What do you want to hear them say? They're not going to say it. That's what you want to hear them say. They're not going to say that.
They're not going to say anything. I won't even watch it because I don't care what they've got to say. Oh, he's a great man. Oh, he did great things for our club. Yeah, no worries. Mate, we lost half our club because of him. Half the players walked out. DeConning, Silvani, TDK. Come on.
100%, man. And people don't realise that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you could say whatever you want about Curnow and that. He's a top three forward in the league, and we just got rid of him. How are we ever going to find another one like that? You know what I mean?
And this is the thing, Rocco. I see this morning that they're talking to Joel Amadi. Oh my fucking god! They had Curnow,
That fucking
and now they're
pissed me
after
off.
Joel Amadi.
That fucking pissed me off because we
true is that,
just
Andy?
got rid of Charlie fucking Curnow, fucking dual Coleman medalist, the guy that we fucking we raised him, we molded him into a champion. We stuck by him. We created a fucking monster in him, which we choose Michael Voss over him. He makes Joel Amadi look fucking good all of a sudden.
100%.
And now we're going to this guy. He's going to come to Carlton. He won't kick a fucking goal again.
Nah,
exactly.
No chance.
There's no Charlie here to fucking look after him.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And we had Charlie. So imagine getting rid of Harry Mackay, keeping Charlie and getting Joel Amadi. Then it's a different story, isn't it?
And that's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. You know, we're doing it and we're speaking to our money. Like, who cares? We're getting the Aldi version now of a forward. Like, what are we doing, man? Let's stop doing this shit. Let's stop doing this shit, man. And plus, we're in the middle of a season. Well, who the fuck's coming up with we're going to go for a money? Like, who gives a fuck, man? We're on our knees, mate. We've got bigger issues to worry about. Someone put up this one here, and this is 100%, man. I want to see this bloke. Is our president showing his face on camera, mate? He better show his face, this Broadley. He better show his face, man, or he's the next one to go.
Broadley, I know, like, he's in Sydney, mate, chomping on some caviar, you know, and champagne. Prick. I can't stand him, mate. I've said this for years. I follow this club. I don't follow one player. I don't follow, you know, presidents or whatever. I follow the Carlton Football Club. I want what's best for the Carlton Football Club, right? And everything we're doing is ass backwards. Whether it's the president, whether it's the board, whether it's the coaches, whether it's the players. You know, it's got it like Rocco. Enough of this. Oh, let's go get him. Let's go get him. Let's go get. It's not about that, you know. It's about moving forward as a club. We got to get a coach that wants to coach in 2027, like it's 2027, not 20 years behind like Voss did.
100%, man. 100%.
We need to look forward, and the whole club needs to look forward.
So, and I'll ask any one of you guys this: do you think we're capable to now change the direction of the club and start looking forward?
Yes.
You think we're capable, but we definitely have to do some more moves, yeah?
Well, of course. I mean, we've seen. Look at the end of 21 with Collingwood with Nathan Buckley. I mean, they were on their knees. They finished bottom 3. They had a nucleus of a pretty good side. They bring in Craig McRae, a new fresh start. They were unlucky not to make the grand final in 22. They won it in 23. It can happen. We'll see it this year with Melbourne. Of course, we can turn it around. We've got. Unlike probably previous years from 16, 17, 18 or whatever it was, I mean, we've got the nucleus still of a very good side. I know there's a lot of shortcomings in the team. I know there's a lot of dead wood that needs to be cleaned out. But at the end of the day, we've still got some very, very good players in there and some good kids. 100% we've got the ability to come back. I might be a little bit more optimistic than some of the viewers out there, but why can't we be like those other teams? Hawthorn's done it as well. So there is absolutely no reason why we can't do it. We've got a lot of the pieces in place already. Maybe the Voss domino is the last one to fall. Get a coach in. We've got a new CEO. What's the other guy? Davies. Head of football,
Chris
whatever
Davies.
it is. So we've got all these new faces there, new positions. The only one that was there from pretty much the last year or two is Michael Voss, and now he's gone. Why can't we get in? Let's say it is a Hayden Skipworth. Why can't he be our Craig McRae and comes in? So I 100% think that. Yes, we can turn it around, and within a year or two, 100%, no problems.
I agree. Go.
No, go, Andy. Go.
All right. So I agree to a point, exactly what Collingwood did. But with Nathan Buckley, Ian Maguire left too, right? The president, because he had his back and whatever, right? So until we get rid of this Rob Fraudley clown, right? Because I know, as Carlton supporters, we know what they're going to do. They're going to go after Hinkley, they're going to go after Longmire and Adam Simpson, right? Because they're lazy. That's what they do. right? They have to be shown to, oh, we need to present Carlton in a good light and get a big name. No. You said Hayden Skipworth. I don't give a shit who the coach is, right? It can be done like that, right? No one mentioned King at Melbourne. No one ever mentioned his name last year, and yet look what he's doing at Melbourne, right? So there's so many assistants out there, right, that when you interview them, two things you got to ask them, and they have to answer these two questions. Are we going to be entertaining, and are we going to play exciting football? That's all I want to see as a supporter moving forward. I want hope in games, right? I don't want to go, we're going to kick 8 goals, 10 again, and we're going to lose, right? I want hope, right? And that comes from starting with Rob Fraudley. Let's get a fresh coach in. None of these recycled coaches. But yes, it can change quickly if we make the right decisions.
And I totally agree. And this is what I was saying just before. This isn't the end of it. Sacking the coach isn't the end of it. This has got to be the start of it.
It's a start. It's a start of a clean out.
Yep. We've got to start getting rid of these people, you know.
Yep.
And listen, while you're there, we got another one here. Look, back to the bench. Look at you, back to the fucking Blue Banners. How are you, mate? How's things?
Back to the bottom.
Hey, before we're just gonna let. Which one are you? We got to because you all look the same on that show. Like, which one are you?
Well, I'm. Well, actually, there's either Adam or Nick. So you got to guess. Which am I, Adam or Nick?
You are Adam.
Nah. Come on, Rocco, you got to get it right.
You're Nick. I knew that. How are you, Nick? What's your
yeah.
thoughts on this? What's your thoughts?
Well, do you want to jump on quickly? So I think everyone knows he obviously it wasn't a resigning. Like obviously he was sacked behind the scenes, but it's all like PR just to look good, and obviously don't look like we've sacked another coach. I think that's like the obvious one. And like I reckon he would have said, look, hey, you either like sack/resign me and I get a full payout and I get my benefits, or I'd stay on and then the pressure just keeps mounting from the media and the fans. And I think the pressure has got too much in the end. So they just said, okay, look, we'll just pay you out and we'll just call it a resigning so we look good and then that's it and shake hands and move on. There's no way he didn't get some sort of payout. Like he would have, Anyone who thinks that. Yeah. So
100%. There's no way. I think look, it happens at our work. Someone gets into big trouble,
exactly,
and they come up to you.
Sorry,
go. Sorry.
No, if anyone has some sort of like somewhat of a business mind, like behind the scenes, it's all just fake stuff on the outside just to save the reputation and stuff. Like, because people go, oh, he resigned. What a good guy. This, that. Like, he didn't resign. He got pushed out, and like, there's more to it. But yeah.
And I believe that with the press conference, they should come out and not say that specifically, but say something like, look, we had a meeting, we discussed it. This is this is what we've come up with. We thank you for your time, but we've decided that it's time to move forward. That's what they should do. Not just say he resigned. It's like they've just pushed away all the fault to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't do that. Like, they just wouldn't. Obviously, like, they're gonna stick with the narrative that he resigned. Whatever reason they come up with, then But back to square one. I feel bad for Cripps because he's had like how many coaches now? It's probably if you include like
5.
interim coaches, it's his 6th coach. I think he had Moldhouse and Barker, Bolton, Teague, Voss, now Fraser, the 6th coach.
Yeah, 100%, man. And do I feel sorry for him? Yeah, a little bit feel sorry for him too. But you know what?
I don't.
Yeah, and I was going to say before I let Andy go on this, I was going to say I feel sorry for the man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're all human, and all that. But at the end of the day, he's had years to be the leader we were supposed to be. Like, I keep looking back and saying, was he part of the problem? Like, you got to think that. Like, he's one of the top leaders. Is he part of the problem? Did he push this group as far as it could go? Like, was he the one demanding for it? Like, I don't know.
No.
Andy?
No. 13 possessions in the final against Brisbane when it was 60-0. Rocco?
End of the day, like
13 possessions.
No one put a gun to his head saying, "Hey, you have to stay here for the rest of your career." Like it was his choice to sign 6 years. It was like a contract. So, like as much as everyone can say, like he's poor career, which I understand. Like he's done so much for the team. Like he's stuck through the even worse times than this. End of the day, like it's his choice to stay. No one's forcing him. So like he had his chance to leave at his absolute peak, and he stayed. So yeah.
That's true, and that's what's wrong with the club, that we keep these guys because of what they've done 5 years ago, not recent. Hey, we need to move forward. We can't be looking 5 years back. Like, I'm happy to walk into the club and look at all the premierships when you walk in. That's great. I love it. But we need to be looking that way, forward, not backwards. I don't care what Cripps has done. Mackay, when was the last season he had was a good season? Like, we need to be looking forward. Exactly, 5 years ago.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy to think that these players that we put on the pedestal of Carlton and expect, such high expectations from, they were doing this 3, 4, and 5 years ago, not last year or the year before, or even this year. I mean, you saw one good game from them all on the weekend after round 9. That's disgusting. From leaders, come on.
It wasn't even a good game. It was a good half.
It wasn't a good half, which is not
failed.
First half, and we lost. At the end of the day, we lost. That's it. That's all that matters. Like it's just, he's got his commercials, Cripps. He's got Amy. He's got Colgate. He's happy. That's why I don't feel sorry for him. He's happy. 2022
to 24. That was the range where we should have won a flag, especially 2024.
Well, 23. 23.
I'd say. Yeah, well, 23, but even more so 24 because we came off that prelim confidence, won first 2 finals in how long? Round 17, we're second on the ladder. We pumped along by 10 goals. That was the perfect time. The list was primed. Cripps Brownlow season, everyone was killing it. Wiedering, Kerno, and if you didn't win in 24, and since then.
And who do you reckon held us back? The coach. He dropped De Conning. He dropped Kennedy. He dropped George Hewitt. We're second on the ladder. You're exactly right.
I think Cunning was injured. I think he dropped Hewitt. Hewitt
and Kennedy. He dropped Kennedy, guaranteed.
Kennedy was
thinking, what's this clown doing? Why are you making all these changes? We're second on the ladder. Clearly, it's going well. You don't have to do anything, mate. Just get us into the finals and we'll push from there. And instead, from that time on, where he started making these stupid moves, like he was coaching just for the sake of coaching. There's no need when you're doing well.
I just reckon.
Let them play.
I just reckon had they have sacked Voss end of last year, and he could have, would have hypotheticals, but I reckon there would have been a higher chance Kerno would have stayed.
100%.
Yeah,
100%, man.
1,000%.
You had Ainsworth and Kerno with Mackay. You have good smalls around Kerno. We struggled to have quick smalls. You had always who was serviceable, but I think Ainsworth and Kerno would have been a deadly duo together. And now Ainsworth doesn't really have that main guy. He can be the right hand man of and at the feet of. So yeah.
We made the wrong call, man. We made the wrong call last year, bro. We kept Voss, and we lost Charlie, we lost Jack Silvani. TDK was probably inevitable.
Just the money.
But I agree with you all about TDK, and I was the first one to say we can't pay him that money. But in hindsight, we probably should have, right? We should have got rid of some dead wood like Harry Mackay.
Maybe,
in 2024, when there was talk of trading him straight up for Petrarca, the club said, "Oh no, we can't trade Harry Mackay." Are you serious, Carlton? Come on.
Should have fucking done it. For me,
a premiership player, Norm Smith medalist, we're training for this donkey who doesn't even want to play. You saw it last year. No, I don't feel like playing. I don't feel up to it. Mental health, blah, blah. Yeah, bullshit.
That was a red flag. That was
exactly.
Losing Charlie is going to haunt this club for a very, very long time.
They'll probably win the premiership with him this year. They'll win the premiership with him this year.
They'll go close. They'll go close. Yeah.
They'll go close.
Look, you never want to put one player against the system or whatever. But the system was broken. The system has been broken for a long time. And I think if ever there was an exception to the rule, you don't let go of Charlie Kerno. In hindsight, I got it wrong. I'll put my hand up. I got it right. I thought Charlie was just being a bit of a sook. and lazy and all that.
Me
But
too.
you know what?
Yep.
If I was playing for a bloke that didn't really exude that confidence out of me and didn't make me want to motivate myself, and he was playing me injured and all these other stories you hear, you'd probably do the same. You know, you'd probably. And he left for less money. Like, let's not forget
100%.
that. So
That's what's sad.
So
That's what's sad. That's
yeah.
crazy.
He didn't want to go
Yeah.
to Sydney, go to Geelong, but he just thought, "Oh, Sydney, like I'll go anywhere to be out of the club."
Yeah,
And we let it happen.
that speaks volumes. Yeah,
it does.
Speaks volumes.
People
So
forget
who's responsible for that? Do we hold Graham Wright responsible, or was Graham Wright still green in his
he wanted
position?
stability. He wanted stability. He wanted to show he's ballsy because at Collingwood he moved on like Grundy and Treloar, and he's not afraid to move on big names. So he wanted to like showcase to the fans no players bigger than the club. And like, I agree with that, but at what expense? Like you're getting.
But it was wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was wrong, and
what
I'm
expense,
going to
exactly.
hold his feet to the fire. That bloke all the way now.
Charlie Curnows don't. They don't grow on trees. Like he's a once.
Absolutely, they don't. Oh, but Joel Amarty's do because you know.
We're gonna get a Joel
That fixes
Vardy.
everything.
Because the thing as well is like, the thing is as well with Collingwood, like when they got rid of Treloar, they knew Dacos was coming in, and Dacos is like once a generation as well. So like it didn't matter. Like it wasn't a big loss anyway. Because the year after they got Dacos, and he came in straight away as an A grade midfielder, A plus.
But we're getting a savey next year, Cody Walker, aren't we? So then we can move Voss on. We can move
like,
Cody. We got Cody.
It's not
Cody
a
Walker.
once generation forward in the draft. Like it's not like we had a guy coming through to replace Curnow. Like no one replaced him. So
of course.
Yeah.
That was another thing by them. They knew that it was happening from the start of the year because there was always whispers that Curnow wasn't happy and he was going to go. And instead of like preparing for it, what did they do? Nothing. Last minute, they traded him. They prepared nothing. What did they get? Haywood. Like seriously, guys, man.
Yeah, rubbish.
Seriously, guys, man. Hey, before we go on, just quickly, I just got a couple of super chats. We got Moondog straight away. Thanks, mate, for the $2.99. How many more chances that this club get, panel? How many more chances? And one more. We should have traded Harry the moment he said a GF don't define us and the grand final don't define us. 100%, man. This is not what we need. But as far as how many chances we get, man, we'll give them as many chances as they need, you know. But at the end of the day, man, I'm telling you, we're becoming impatient. I want to say hi to Vince and David. How are you, Big Vincenz?
G'day, boys. Good to see you all. G'day, Nick from Back to the Bench.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Linda, what a star sponsor of the emergency meeting.
It's time to go!
Before I head off, the problems were already there previously, like pre-Curnow leaving, but Curnow was paper over the cracks in a lot of situations. Like he'd bail us out of so many games.
100%.
People like he'd have his like 10 minutes of brilliance. Like I remember, like there's a game against Port Adelaide, probably Ross's first year. Like they came back with 50 points, and then Curnow had like 5 minutes in the last quarter after he kicked a few goals, and then people forget about it because we got the win, and that was just paper over the cracks. And then now Curnow's gone, we've got no one to bail us out of jail when we turn to shit in games. So he was like our jail, and then so the problems are always there. He was just paper over the cracks. That's what people forget.
And that's true.
Right, cool.
And that's true.
Great call. Excellent
that
call.
is true. That is true. I think he was paper over cracks. He got us out of so many games, and he probably would have got us out of a few games this year too, just quietly.
100%. Probably the Melbourne game, like all the games that we were up by, fucking every game. But you know what I mean? Like,
Can I just share some? Can I just share some intel with you, fellas?
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys. I'll leave you to it. Hopefully.
All right, mate. Thank you very much. Back to Bench. Make sure you catch all their stuff. I don't have to tell you, man. They're the biggest. The biggest.
No, mate.
Come on, mate. They're sending you all overseas, mate. Next, you'll be bloody interviewing the fucking president, mate.
Ohio State.
That's it. All right. Thanks, mate. We love you. We'll speak to you soon.
It's time to go!
Yeah, go for it, Vince. What's this intel? I want to know. I want to go the inside word.
I just want to be polite first and just say hello to Andy from Ankle Sore and the other one down the bottom left from Western Australia, Dave Thomason from Breakfast with the Blues on Sport FM. And, of course, a big hello to you, the king of the Jumper Punch channel, Andy from the Monday Blues.
And Rocco. And our special guest, Rocco.
You too, Rocco, yeah.
I'm just here to push the buttons, mate. That's all I'm here for.
That's okay.
You're just there to push the buttons. I've done nothing but hear your voice for an hour.
Here we go.
Listen.
All right, don't get too smart
I
because
can't
I'll
talk
do
to
this.
It's time to go!
I can't talk. Once I got to get on a roll, you can't stop me. But look, I'm reliably informed that Graham Wright has been shopping the Carlton coaching position around for the last month. And what I believe has happened here is that again, I said this at the end of last year when they decided to run with him after shopping it around and they couldn't find anyone to take it, such as the poison chalice that is the Carlton senior coaching position, that the board is gun shy. They are absolutely petrified about being perceived to be yet another board that sacks yet another coach. So even though they've probably told Voss, it's all over, let's face it, they've given him the opportunity to resign so that it doesn't look like a sacking.
Exactly what I said.
That's
Vince,
what's. Sorry, Andy. I only came on just.
No.
I
I'm just saying.
I didn't hear anyone else's conversations beforehand, but yeah,
yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that you're right onto it because you've been spot on about everything.
That's Carlton in a nutshell. Right there.
Anybody just get that email?
No.
I
believe
I just got an email.
I believe there's
from
a
the
press
club.
conference happening at 1:30.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So
it'll be interesting to see whether that's a Graham Wright press conference or a Rob Priestley joins in from Sydney, or
too busy.
whether Voss himself is even part of the press conference. I don't know, but you'd probably assume that they've come to a deal. We will let you resign with dignity. That allows us to not be seen to be, stabbing yet another coach in the back.
Yeah.
And we'll just pay you out for the rest of the year, and you can be on your way.
Like the cowards.
Do you guys want me to read out?
Go, Andy. Yeah, go for it.
Do you guys want me to read out the email from the president?
Yes, leave it because I can't find it, but let's read it.
Email number 4 from Rob Fraudley. Okay.
Fraudley.
All right. This is from the president and the CEO.
And ChatGPT.
Okay. Today we are able to confirm with you, Andrew, that Michael Voss has stepped away from his role as AFL senior coach of the Carlton Football Club. A selfless leader throughout his tenure. We came to a mutual agreement with Michael after he expressed a wish to provide the football club with clear air to progress in 2026 and pursue a new coaching direction. Interesting. Michael departs Icon Park after nearly 5 seasons at the helm, during which time he led our club to consecutive finals appearances, 23-24, and 23 culminating in a preliminary final. Michael is a strong leader who has led our football club with great professionalism and a genuine commitment to Carlton. Across 5 seasons, he has invested himself fully into the role and handled himself with impressive character throughout. The fact that the decision is mutual reflects his selfless mindset, and the club thanks him sincerely for his contribution. During the off-season, we were very intentional in implementing changes to refresh our football program, including appointing a new and highly credentialed general manager of football in Chris Davies, introducing 6 new coaches, and beginning a significant transformation of our playing list. Those changes were made not only with the long-term interests of the football club front of mind, but also with the intent of ensuring Michael had strong support to achieve progress in the areas identified for improvement. Ultimately, Andrew, beyond results alone, we have not seen the intended evolution in our game, and to his credit, Michael acknowledges that now is the right time for the club to move forward under the leadership of a new senior coach. Our club will now commence that process, which will be led by Graham and Chris, 2 of the most respected football people in this industry, and we will go about this the right way to bring the best AFL senior coach we can to Carlton. During the interim period, experienced assistant coach Josh Fraser will step into the role of senior coach for our AFL program. We want to consistently contend and ultimately win premierships. That is why every single one of us is here. But to do that, you have to be a realist about the gap we currently need to make up on the competition. What you are seeing right now is a football club in genuine transition. And we are not going to shy away from that reality. Since last year, virtually every senior leadership position has changed. President, chief executive, general manager of football, 6 new coaches, a playing list undergoing significant regeneration, and now the senior coach. These decisions are Carlton first decisions, not easy ones, but the right ones for our long-term future. No Carlton person is content with where we are right now, and we must demand better of ourselves. We will not be taking shortcuts, and we will be moving with real intent and purpose. Attacking the draft again this year, marking 3 consecutive years of accessing elite young talent before Tasmania enters the competition, allowing us to continue building the next wave of talent through our AFL playing group. Rest assured, Andrew, I hate how they called me my name. Rest assured, Andrew, we intend to maximise the remainder of the season to explore the possibilities within our playing list, and the desire to improve our on-field performance will absolutely remain. Our football department, led by Chris, remains intent on progressing forward, and with Josh Fraser taking the reins in the interim, along with our other experienced coaches, we look forward to seeing what this group can now produce with the clarity today's announcement has now provided. Thank you. That is from the president and the CEO.
Wow,
My
that's
God.
a lot of words in there.
I'll tell you what,
You know what word?
Can
There
I
was
just
one
give,
word.
Can I just give a big round of applause to the Carlton PR machine for creating that email?
If that
To add
wasn't,
to the previous 3 emails, it'd be nice to
There
see
was-
some people who actually got a real body and a real face actually front the media and
Be awesome, wouldn't it,
take
Vince?
questions. Eh?
There was
100%,
one
hey,
word. There was one repeated word for me, and that's regenerating the list.
Yeah.
Regenerate.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
They're-
That's a good
they're-
word.
they're
In other
reluctant.
words,
Reluctant.
Andy, that's a fancy way of saying we're back to
Rebuild.
the drawing board and
We're
we're back
fucked.
at
Yeah.
square
Yep.
one, and
Yeah.
it's start all over
Yeah.
again. Time, brand new rebuild required.
Yeah.
100%. Hey, before we keep going on, I think I've got the brand new coach online. Let's get him on.
Hey,
We've
how you
got-
going, fellas?
Mate,
Jesus Christ, mate. Jesus Christ. Do I really want to take on this new role? I'm not sure, mate. But
I don't know.
Mate,
Can you
let's-
take on? You could sing him a
Well,
song, I suppose.
well, I reckon there's something missing in the club, mate, and that's the joy that we're missing within the playing group, mate. And if you recruit me, mate, I'll bring that back into the boys, mate, and they'll be having fun out there, sharing it around, mate, and playing that old hard Carlton style of football, where we sort of play for the jumper rather than reverting back to the old ways of just kicking and hoping for the best, mate. And that's what we've sort of reverted back to recently.
I
And I
agree
wanted to
with
see
you.
Voss do well. He's a great man. You know, he's a great man, Voss. I wanted to see him do well, but unfortunately, mate, the pressure got to him, and he did it in a respectful way. He stepped down. I admire him for that. He was a champion of the game. And it's just a shame. Yeah.
I agree with you. And as far as you being coach, I saw a video you kicking the ball, man, and I don't want you anywhere near the players as well.
Well, I won't be the goal kicking coach, that's for sure, mate. But I'm just going to be like a mentor, play like a mentoring role, mate, just to G the
I
boys
love
up. 'Cause I reckon I've
I
done that
love
with my videos. I've brought light back into the club, brought the joy back in the club, and that's what we're missing at the moment. Because we're all
Boys,
fucking
I've got to
depressed,
jet
you know?
off. I've got to get to work.
All
Thanks
right,
for having me
guys.
on.
And Andy.
Take it easy.
Thanks, Andy,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for taking
Yeah,
time
mate, thanks.
out. Make sure you
Thanks
get
for
down
sharing.
to
All
the
good.
bottle low. Make sure you get down to the bottle low. And Andy,
It's time to go!
it's time to go. Yeah. So, we haven't heard from David. Go for it, David. What do you think? All the way from WA.
See you guys.
Oh, that's Bobby saying goodbye. I thought that was Dave.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's on mute, Dave.
Dave,
You're on mute.
can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay.
That's better.
I think that email was just a cricket forward defensive stroke. It really meant nothing. It wasn't. It's just what you'd expect them to
A
hear.
block.
Exactly right. I mean, it's not taking accountability for the position we're really in, letting the coach take the fall for it. And I mean, this is a long history of problems, whether it's going back to Ratton sacking, whether it's Silvani's recruitment, all these things have added up over time. But, for the time being, Voss will be the fall guy for it. So it can't just stop here. It's good that it's going to be a fresh start for us. You will run out the season and do whatever we have to do. Hopefully, we don't win too many games and compromise our drafting position. But, hopefully then we have a fresh start and look for the next Messiah, whether it's a coach or whether it's a couple of players.
I totally agree with that. It all depends on what we do from this forward on. That email means nothing to me. As I said, I wanted to see him in person, man.
Just fluff.
Speak like a man.
Fluff. Yeah.
And I think
we can get on live on YouTube now. He can't get on and do a personal message.
I think they'll let Voss have the floor and say goodbye in a nice manner. I don't think they'll just come out without letting him have his say. So, and hopefully, I know Voss will handle himself in a very well dignified way. So I think they'll have this constructed all morning now to know what's going to happen. But yeah, if I see Priestley, I'll be extremely surprised.
Oh, you won't. So, boys, I just want to let you in on this, right? So, last Wednesday at 5:08, I received a text message. I won't say from who. Hey, Andrew, being told this week will be the last game that Voss is coaching. Caretaker will be one of the assistants, obviously. Yep. That was 6 days ago, right? So, if I'm getting that information through someone, that's a problem, isn't it? Why do I know 6 days in advance?
What I heard is that at half time, unbeknownst to the players at that stage, he actually told the players, "That's it. This is going to be my last game." So, and that's why they probably played the half that they did,
with no care and just went 100 miles an hour, right?
He just said, "Do what you want. Just it's up to you guys now." And then all of a sudden, they start playing good footy. Yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it? And that's.
Now I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's what I heard. Is that he told them at half time?
I think when the crowd St Kilda game, that was inevitable. That was it.
I think he knew after the St Kilda game, he looked like a defeated man after that game.
Well, his press conference was.
I have to do something.
Exactly, his press conference was. I've never heard him speak like that.
Yeah, he was different, wasn't he? He was prepared to put it on the players for the first time ever. He really put it onto the players. Yeah,
which he should have done a year ago, right?
But when you look at the way they played against St Kilda, I mean, it's no wonder he put it on the players. They were pathetic. They were not physical in any way, shape, or form. They never challenged DeConning or Silvani. The only physicality that I saw was from Silvani towards
Silvani against Cripps. That's exactly right.
So they were bloody listless. They were pathetic. They were soft. They were like fairy floss.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, David, I think that's when he knew I'm on a hiding to nothing.
Hey, listen, guys. I've got an exclusive. There's an interview with Robert Priestley and Graham Wright in a minute, and I'm going to put it up live.
Okay. I just want to ask David the question.
All right. It just says interview. Robert Priestley and Graham Wright interview. Premiere will begin shortly at 1300, which is what? In 1 minute.
Is this on some sort of mainstream media channel? Or
is it on YouTube? Or
just
through the clubs?
Probably something. Okay.
So,
all right.
So David, you got a spare room at your place for Cripps to move over to WA? Because mate, I'm happy to pay for his ticket.
I don't know, but my daughter was flying with Harley Reid on a flight from Melbourne last night, and hopefully she had a good chat to him about maybe coming over to Princess Park.
Well, I mentioned that last year. We should trade Cripps and every first round pick for Harley Reid last year.
I think you'll find that Cripps is now starting to not necessarily warm to the idea, but certainly be open to the idea of maybe moving back. And I think his management's been spoken to. And Wiedering's another one.
Please.
Now, whether Carlton lets him go or not, I don't know. But
well, we let Curnow go. I mean, he's not Curnow's bootlace, if you ask me.
The problem is if you get rid of Cripps and Wiedering, and you've seen the end of Curnow and DeConning and some. How many senior players you got left?
There's no one.
Yeah. But
I mean, if
but
you rebuild with just youth alone, that's been proven not to work because you do need some experienced heads around the place.
100%. So that's why on the jumper punch last week, I said we need to put everything into. Clearly, they're getting Cody Walker right.
Yeah,
got to put everything into Zach Butters. He's our new coach, captain going forward. He's a leader that we want.
What if you can't get him?
Well, why can't you?
So what if he doesn't come? What if he decides to go to the Bulldogs instead or whatever? Then what?
Well, then we get the key and lock the club because we're finished. We can't keep Cripps and Mackay.
So it's Butters or nothing, is it? It's
that's just an example. Or we're just about. That's just an example. Like, I agree with you, senior players. How many did we let go? But we haven't got, apart from those 3 or 4, we haven't got any.
Funnily enough, there's about 8 free agents that are coming available at the end of this year. Now, some of them will probably stay with their club, but even someone like a Nick Bloston from Richmond is out of contract. Obviously, the two.
All right, guys. Listen, guys. Let's have a listen to this.
Righto.
We can't hear him, but that's a good thing.
Can you hear it?
Is it? No. Is this live, Rocco?
Yeah.
No. Well, it's live.
It's a live telecast.
No, I think it's been done before, surely.
Now?
No. So you've probably on where you've in OBS, you've got to click the mute button. It's probably on mute.
You know what this is, boys? This is a Carlton Media.
So
you there?
I think it shows the.
This is a Carlton Media interview
to come to a mutual decision.
All of the questions and answers are already pre-prepared.
All right, listen. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Can you give us insight into what those conversations had been like with Michael and the club from that point till now?
Yeah, I think we'd been strong last year that we needed to change some things, and Michael was on board for that about how we get better. And I think CD's highlighted in recent weeks around us being good in some areas and needing to improve in others. And so that was the conversation at the back end of last year. And obviously we had some player changes, staff changes, coaching changes from that perspective, and bringing CD in was part of that as well. So that happened at the back end of last year. We're really comfortable rolling into 2026 with Michael in charge. But as Rob's alluded to, we made a decision over the last few days with Vossy that it was time for a change.
There'll be questions as to why the club continued with Michael heading into this season and whether it was the right call. How would you respond to that?
Oh, no, I think it was the right call, absolutely. But I think we've won 12 out of the last 40 games. So over that 2-year period or through to the halfway part of this season, that we haven't been good enough. And as I said, those conversations were happening with Michael over the weekend, and as I said, we've landed here today.
How would you say has led the club during his tenure?
Oh, he's a great leader. That's first and foremost, and he's able to lean into things. And as a senior coach, you're 2 press conferences a week, so regardless of what's going on around the club, you're a spokesperson, and he's fantastic from that perspective and led the club really well over that 4.5-year period, as he has done right till today. So from that perspective, we've got a lot of respect for him and the way he's gone about it.
So Rob, where should accountability sit for the position that the footy club currently finds itself in?
Oh, I think accountability rests with all of us involved with the football club. None of us want to be in the position we're currently in terms of our win-loss ratio. But again, in a similar fashion, we've got to be thinking about the future. We can't just be thinking about what's happened in the past, and we need to move past that. In terms of that, we started and initiated quite a bit of change through the course of the off-season last year. Critical element of that was putting a football person like Graham into the CEO role in August. and then going after another football person like Chris Davies to come in and run and oversee our footy program. We're really comfortable with we've got two of the best people in the industry now overseeing our club and overseeing our different football programs. And it's really important to have them in place so we can make decisions to improve across all areas we need to improve across. We're focused on development, we're focused on leadership and culture, we're focused on the right type of investment in data analytics and AI that's becoming so critical and moving so quickly. So accountability rests with everybody, but we're very focused on what we need to do moving forward to take this club back to being successful.
You've been president for just over 12 months, and in that time we have a new CEO in Graham.
Yep.
Chris Davies' new GM of football, 6 new coaches, and starting a regeneration of the playing list. Why has there been the need for so much change?
I think if you look at the club, and I've said this previously in my sort of first 12 months, football and football performance is the area where we've been falling short. So it's the area that the board is very focused on, and we want to hire the right people, the best people in the industry into that. We think we've got that with Graham. We think we've got that with CD, and then on bringing in people like Travis Spoke and others who have very strong reputations of delivering within football programs. So that's been the focus for us, and will continue to be the focus.
When you mentioned Graham and Chris, how confident are you in the leadership that the club and the board has brought in?
Oh, very confident. I think we have now, two of the best football people in the industry overseeing our club as CEO in Graham, and leading our football programs in Chris. And that's critical for us as a board. We want the very best football people leading our club.
Right, in the letter to members today, it was mentioned that you need to be a realist to ultimately be a contender. Realistically, where is the club at right now?
Well, I think we're bottom 4 right at the moment, and as
good on you, genius.
All noted, that's not good enough. So from a realistic perspective, we need to get better than where we sit right now, and that, as Rob has alluded to, that goes in every area of the club really, but particularly in our football program. How do we get better, and how do we get better quickly, with no ceiling on where we can get to, but also to leaning in and understanding that there's a reality about our position, and how do we get better and better quickly.
It's a familiar feeling for Carlton members, having been in this position before. They will be wanting to know what the direction is from here. What can you tell them, and how long can we expect it to take?
Well, post today, we'll get moving on what our next senior coach, or who that is, and putting together a panel for that, which will happen basically straight away. So we'll start working on that as soon as we can. I mean, I think to our members is being upfront and honest. And as I said, we understand their pain, and we understand that we haven't been at the level that we want to be, but we're going to be doing everything we can going forward to push forward to be a successful long-term top 4 premiership team down the track. But that's going to take some time.
Rob, how will the process play out from here to find the next AFL senior coach at the Carlton Footy Club?
It'll start from tomorrow, really. So we'll run a proper process. Graham's been involved with this at other clubs. So we'll have Graham and Chris Davies, who have got a lot of experience here front and centre within that process, but it'll be a proper process to find the very best senior coach that we can for the Carlton Football Club to take us forward.
And how involved will the board be in that process?
Yeah, well, the board is ultimately responsible for the appointment of the coach. So that process will work and report up to the board.
So we're fucked,
Right,
basically.
Josh Fraser takes over as interim coach for the rest of the 2026 season. What does this period now mean for the footy club?
Well, we've got 14 weeks to go, so it's quite a long period, or a long lead up to the end of the season, I suppose. We're a long way away from that, so we're really excited to have Josh take on the role for the next 14 weeks. I think he's got coached his own team, been part of an elite system coming from Collingwood. We're really excited what he can do, but that might include changes to the game plan. It won't be wholesale changes, I don't think, but there'll be changes to what we do week in, week out, and that might be personnel as well. So we'll look forward to him taking over.
Graham, just finally, what do you want Carlton people to take from today?
Well, we know it's difficult. It's a difficult time to be a Carlton supporter right at the moment, and we acknowledge that. But from our perspective, we're doing everything we possibly can to get better, and that'll start with, as Rob said, with tomorrow when we lean into appointing a senior coach, and we'll get there.
All right.
I tell you what, there's a lot of focusing and there's a lot of leaning in and all those typical corporate type expressions. Unbelievable the way these guys talk. It's such a corporate speak that most Carlton people just cannot relate to. And,
sick of it, Vince. It's the same shit that they say. Yeah, it's disgusting. Because Chris Davies kicked the football this year. Travis Bowe kicked the football this year. I understand you have to have good people off the field, but
what have these changes produced this year that makes you think that these appointments have been worthwhile?
And what? Well, nothing. Graham.
What change in leadership and culture have you witnessed?
No, zero. It's gone backwards. If you ask me,
Travis Bowe has had a positive effect.
It's actually gone back. Look at the Elijah Hollands incident. Yeah. What has he done? I'd sack him too. If you're a leadership, come on.
And again, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, the thing is, they've said everything that they've been asked to say, what people want to hear, right? That's fair enough. That's what they're going to do. That's why, we're putting up this press conference, but at the end of the day, it means nothing to me. I want to see what's going to go on.
That was not a press conference. That was not a press conference. That was the guy from Carlton Media asking the questions that they would have already provided Priestley and Wright, and they would have already prepared themselves in their own minds as to how they're going to address every question.
Of course.
And the question about accountability, all that Priestley could say was, we're all accountable.
We're all accountable, of course.
Everyone's accountable. Really?
Yeah.
How about
Everyone's accountable.
How about you and your mates on the board who are in charge of appointing the coach fall on your own sword for a change and say, we got it wrong?
No, he won't. But what really made my blood boil was when Graham Wright said, they said, did you make the right decision last year, right? Yeah, absolutely we did, keeping Voss. Oh, yeah. We won 12 out of 40 games. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, 12 that's out true, of 40.
How did you make the right decision? So you should leave too, Graham Wright, if he reckons he made the right decision.
Do you know what it is?
9 games in, we've won one game.
Do you know what it is? In 2024, if you remember, we were second on the ladder after about round 13 or something.
Yep.
We then went on to only win 2 out of our last 9 games in 2024.
Yep.
And we scraped into the finals thanks to
we lost
Port
to
Adelaide
Kilda.
beating Freo.
Yep, and we lost to St Kilda to make finals.
And then we lost the elimination final after being 60-0 before half time.
Thank you.
If that wasn't obvious that you should get rid of your coach at that point, I don't know what is. But then last year, lost our first 4 games.
Yep.
Won some token games towards the end of the season, finished with 9-14 for the season. So there's the 11 wins, and then the 12th win was against Richmond this year, where Tom Lynch won it for us.
Lynch had to kick 2 goals 7. Exactly.
Yeah. There's your 12 out of the last 40.
Did I miss it, or did he actually say he got it wrong with the Voss keeping him on?
No, he said we got it right. He said we got it right.
Because the words came out, we got it wrong. Is that what he said? He's a fucking goose, man. He's a goose.
That's what I mean.
Of course he's going to say he got it right. As if he's going to say, no, shit, I got that wrong.
What's wrong with saying I got it fucking wrong, but we're going to fix it?
Rocco, that was the first really important decision that he was faced with in his new job as CEO. Do you think he's going to admit to the fact that he got it wrong?
But how can he say with a straight face, I got this right, when we sack him in round 9?
Because, I'm telling you, they wanted to make it look like we've done everything we can to provide all the support around Voss. We've changed all of these positions from the general manager of football, new CEO, just about everywhere in the club. Things have changed.
Sorry, Vince. They asked him about Voss.
I know,
right?
So what they
how
said
do
is,
you, with a straight face, say I said this? No matter when you sack him. Today, tomorrow, at the end of the year, you were wrong, mate. You got this wrong, and you've set our club back now. You've set
and do you know what they
club back
admitted?
now.
And do you know what they admitted in that so-called press conference, which was more like an interview? what they admitted was what we suspected, is that Michael Voss did not resign without their knowledge. They actually admitted that they came to the conclusion that time was up. So his resignation today is really, at the end of the day, dressing up a sacking. They sacked him. They just don't want it to be
100%.
reported that way. They wanted it to be reported that he resigned. But what they admitted
so they look
to
like the
right
good guys.
there is that they recognised that time was up and that they had those discussions with Vossi, and that's why last week's game against Brisbane, they all knew was going to be his last one.
Yep.
Look, can I just say, right, first of all, it wasn't his decision, it was the board, right? This is about 100%. Keeping him on. Get stuffed. Get stuffed. You're the leader. You're the leader, mate. You're the one making the decisions, mate. Don't start putting it on it was the board. I watched the movie last night, right? The movie last night. It was about climbing K2 the mountain, right? And they ended up dying, right? And at the end of the day, it was that the leader didn't want to go up, right? And then they forced him because they were paying him a lot of money, and then they ended up dying. Guess whose fault it was? It was the leader's fault. It was the leader's fault. He should have made the decision, right? So if it was the board, guess what, bro? Guess what, bro? You are a weak leader, mate. You better show something. You better show something, right, for the remainder of the year and the remainder of your tenure. Welcome back, Dave.
What you've witnessed there is the way Rob Priestley leads this club, and Graham Wright runs this club. That even though we made the decision to put it to an end with Vossi, we made him come out and resign. So that just goes to show you they've got no balls, no conviction,
responsibility,
no character, and very, very poor leadership skills. The whole lot of it.
No respect to us as fans as well, because they're treating us with contempt like we're fools.
No, they
We can't see through.
Taking us for fools.
They are.
Yeah.
It's disgraceful.
I wish whoever takes over the position all the luck in the world, because they're going to need it.
Yeah,
and
especially at Carlton.
Everyone knows that it's a poison chalice. Has been for 25 years, and I don't see any unless this club is overhauled from board level down. I don't think it's going to be any different. You'll just get your sugar hit for the first 12 months, and then the usual pattern. It'll plateau, and then it'll go downhill again.
Vince, I said last year at the end of the year, we need to get rid of everyone, starting from the top. Whoever makes the coffees there, the boot starter, every person involved, because it's infected, right? And when you're infected, as you see with COVID, it spreads, right?
Yep.
So once you're infected, that's it. So everyone needs to leave. We need a whole new, like you said, we need a whole new regime. We need a whole new support stuff. We need a whole new everything, right?
Yeah.
I just can't see. And I'll tell you one thing, boys. If I see Hinkley, Buckley, Simpson or Longmire getting a job, I'm done with Carlton. That's it. I'm done. I won't watch them anymore.
Well, the statistics show that since 2004, which is now 22 seasons,
22 years, yep.
Only 1 year in 2010 when Mick Malthouse coached Collingwood to a premiership, and that was after drawing the first one. Don't forget that would have been Ross Lyons first as well if it had gone the other way.
I'll take it a step further, Vince.
A bounce of the ball prevented it from being the whole 22 years.
Exactly.
But in fact, every coach that's coached the premiership since 2004 was at his first club that gave him the opportunity to be a senior coach. So what did Luke Sayers do 5 years ago? What did Luke Sayers say 5 years ago when he first became president?
We need stability.
No. I want a coach that's coached before.
Yeah. How'd that work? And who did he get anyway? That
he got Voss.
Oh, when he got Voss, okay. Because
this is when he oversaw the appointment of Voss, and he appointed a panel that came up with another recommendation, and he basically ignored it and said, "No, he's a no name. I don't want no names. I want someone who's going to make me look good as a president. Someone I can hang my hat on."
Didn't that idiot resign as president? Disgracefully?
No. Legitimacy resigned before there was an appointment of a new coach. They got rid of Teague after that review that they did.
I'm talking about Sayers. Didn't he disgracefully resign immediately?
He was leaving anyway.
I know,
Wow.
but not in those circumstances, though. Like,
No, but the AFL's report, basically gave him the green tick of approval. No, he did nothing wrong. See,
because they're all mates, just like they gave us a tick of
So,
approval
no, but
last
hang on.
week about the Elijah Holmes.
Who in their right mind is going to resign?
Yeah.
After being given the tick of approval that they didn't break any rules.
Exactly, but he wanted stability. He said that a lot.
Yeah, stability. My ass.
My ass.
Maybe this is just a stepping point in that stability, that when they got to the club, right, and Davies, they determined that Voss wasn't the guy. They knew that they were losing some players that were key elements of our team. So maybe this is part of that process. So maybe we just do need to give them a bit of a chance to have this reset, call it whatever the hell we want, and then see where it takes them. But it's going to take time. It's not going to be a quick fix, that's for sure, whoever comes in.
No, and that's okay. Like, I'm happy to give him a chance, but don't give me a recycled coach. That's all.
No.
I'll tell you what, history shows that Carlton would be a good team to bet on this weekend to win.
Yeah.
How often does that happen? New coach comes in and bingo.
Yeah, bingo. But they're just PRs, Vince.
It's sugar hit stuff.
Yeah, true, but I don't trust Voss and Voss. I keep saying Voss. I don't trust Cripps and Mackay and these guys. I don't trust them anymore. I've lost trust in them, honestly.
Bulldogs are only vulnerable because of all their injuries. Otherwise, they'd be way too good for us. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
At the end of the day, right?
Saying that, we've got to seize the opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the day, right, I'll tell you one thing, right? I'm happy to give them a chance. But to tell you the truth, we've got no choice here.
No.
We will give them a chance. Like, what else are we going to fucking do, mate? We're going to give them a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm happy to give them a chance. That's what they do. Don't stuff it up, but don't stuff it up, man. Like, of course we're going to give you a chance. But trust me, man, like, these are some big, heavy moves we've got to get done. We're going to get some heavy moves now, not just the coach. We've got to start making some hard decisions. Everyone, press conference here at 1:30 live.
So I'm also going to be on 3AW this afternoon with Jackie Felgate. The producer just rang me before I came on. And so around about 3:15, 20 past 3, they're going to ring me.
Geez, Vince, whenever there's dramas at Carlton, they all come calling, don't they?
That's it.
That's because they know. That's because they know they're going to get value. I don't hold back. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what any individual at that club thinks of me. I don't care whether they want to shut me up or not. They're not going to.
Just quickly, boys.
I love my club and I won't hold back.
Exactly. We follow Carlton, like I said earlier.
Yep.
We don't follow individuals.
The club is greater than any individual.
100%. But I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, Andy.
No, it wasn't your fault. No, it's my fault because I get too rolled up. So
I suffer from that too. It's called old age.
Yeah, probably. But no, look, I think I think. Oh, hang on. You got something up here, Rocco? No,
keep going.
That's almost 1:25. Did you say?
We're just getting ready for the press conference, but just keep talking. When it comes on, we'll play it live.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Have we done a check on Mars to make sure he's coping okay? I mean, his blood pressure
Mars is all right, man.
Yeah, he's all right, Mars. He's all right.
He's in the background. He's at work. He's
watching.
Andy, I'll be
his hands are all over this. His hands are all over this.
Andy, I'll be very interested to see who they put on this so-called selection panel.
Yeah,
and also who isn't on the selection panel, because
there you go.
Last time they did this, when they appointed Voss, they had a board member called David Campbell, and guess what? He's still on the board, and he's meant to be, an expert in people and culture.
Yeah.
In other words, supposed to be, everything about employment, seeing he's one of the big head honchos of Egon Zender, the employment company that this club has often used to go and get another failed messiah.
Yeah, so they'll use them again, won't they?
The last time, no, they didn't even put David Campbell on that subcommittee. So what the hell is he doing on the board?
We've got a question for you before, we've got a couple of minutes before the presser, but Vince, who would you like to see on the selection panel? Like, any ideas? It doesn't have to be the whole selection panel, but have you got any ideas? Last
time, I think he did such a fantastic job of running that selection panel. I think he should be there again. And Greg Diesel Williams, he's the director on the board responsible for football. I think You know, he'd be tremendous if he could remember everyone's name that's meant to be on the selection panel.
In all seriousness, I don't think David Parkin will go through it again, will he?
Do you know what he did? You know what he did with David Parkin last time? He got the club to announce who was on the selection panel before he had even contacted David Parkin.
That's right.
That's right.
And we
yeah.
got
And
that-
Rocco and
we
I
got
and
that
Rocco and I
firsthand.
know this because Rocco and I went and interviewed David Parkin in 2022, and that's what he told us.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know, I don't think I'm talking out of school that he was quite annoyed that his name was, listed as one of the people on this selection panel, and he hadn't even been asked. Not even a courtesy of a request first. He ended up agreeing to do it, but not because he really wanted to.
No, he got forced into it.
To answer your question, who do I want to be on it? Look, I haven't even thought about it, so I'd be just throwing names around that I haven't even really considered properly. But I want to see people with really strong football knowledge and acumen on that panel. I'd be getting someone like a Jimmy Bartell on there, or
as long as they're outside the club, as long as they're not
outside of the club, not
every single one.
Yeah. I don't want people. To be honest, I don't want Greg Williams on there. I don't want people from the board on there. I don't even want.
No one.
I mean, Graham Wright will probably be part of it.
Well, that's
and Chris
inevitable.
Davies will probably be part of it. But I don't want Paddy Kinsley on it. I certainly, because she was on the last one. I don't want her there.
She did well. Yep.
I'm sick and tired of these woke appointments.
I remember what I had to say, boys. So we've got 14 games left.
Yeah.
We can't win any of them. We cannot.
We will.
But we can't. I know. So this is where the leadership comes into it, and I don't care. You're not winning games. We need that number 1 or 2 pick for Cody Walker, or we're stuffed.
You know why we will? You know why we will?
We're going to pay too much for him.
Because already we've seen a marked decrease in our membership numbers already this year. I think we're only up to 80-something thousand.
Yeah,
and there's only about 6 weeks to go. How many is it, Dave? You know?
I think we were just about to cross over the 90,000 on the weekend, so we're close, but which is about 10,000.
What are they going to buy another 10,000 amongst them and their sponsors so that it looks like we're back up to 100 again with the change of coach? Is that what Josh Fraser brings? Another 10,000 memberships?
Yeah, no chance.
I'll do another drive. Get 2 games for the price of none, and we'll give you a dog membership as well, and that kind of thing, just to boost it up.
Yep.
But do you really reckon, Andy, that I know what you're saying, that we can't win anymore, but do you really think that they can do that? Do you really think that's what they can do?
Yeah. Drop all the senior players. Drop them all.
So you just want to play the young kids and see what
play
they
the
can
kids. Do. You know why? Vince? Because I want to see what they've got. We need to make list changes, right? I don't want 1 or 2 games. I want 14.
So some of those kids look very good in the VFL.
They do. So let's bring them up to the big time and see what they can do. And then we make a decision on some of them. Like the Camporelli boys. One hasn't even played the game yet. And they've been there for 2 years. Like, I know one of them's injured. I don't know if it's Ben or Lucas, but
2 weeks, exactly what we've been saying for weeks. And now, today, they started attacking the supporters again. Like, are you happy that you sacked another coach? We sacked another coach.
We sacked
interim coach to be a part of this next.
By the way, this press conference coming up is proudly brought to you by umpire Nick Foot.
They want to take the reins. That's very
at Sportsbet. That's it.
Josh Fraser.
They actually called us on SEN this morning the toxic fan base.
This has been a long time coming.
Actually, I've got an exclusive. I've got just early footage of them walking into.
As AFL senior coach for the Carlton Football Club. Michael departs Icon Park after nearly 5 seasons with the club, and I just wanted to acknowledge that his tenure has been defined by his selfless leadership, underpinned by great professionalism and a genuine commitment to the Carlton Football Club. During his time at the helm, he led our club to consecutive finals appearances in 23 and 24, with 23 culminating in a preliminary final. The fact this decision is mutual, I think reflects the quality of the individual we're dealing with here, and the club wants to thank him very sincerely for his significant contribution. After Graham Wright stepped up into the role as CEO last August, during the off-season, we were very intentional in implementing changes to refresh our football program. This included hiring Chris Davies as our new General Manager of Footy, introducing 6 new coaches to our coaching panel, and beginning a significant transformation of our playing list, as well as a number of other changes. Those over the last few days.
On you last Wednesday, you clown.
What's going to transpire, and the decision was made to tell everyone this morning, and obviously it got out at some stage this morning, and obviously
last Wednesday, idiot, dickhead.
Same again. I think we're 1-8, 12-40. The reality is we need a change and to go forward. And as I said, Michael was certainly open to that this was the right time for him as well. It's an incredibly stressful job when you're not winning games of footy, and from that point of view, I think it was the right time for both. Oh, that's a good question. I think one thing with Michael is he's incredibly diligent and he's hardworking. He's a great leader. So all those things we know about him. Whether we were a good enough team at the end, whether we had enough talent, and that'll be something that we'll look at going forward into the future as well.
When I started together at Port Adelaide, Michael has been an amazingly stoic person. He has represented every club that he has ever been at phenomenally well.
Say it, stubborn, not stoic, stubborn.
Graham said, he's diligent. He is a person who...
My mail is that Port Adelaide talked him up so much because they were so desperate to get him out of the club.
Yeah, so they could, when they replace Hinkley, yeah. It's true, isn't it?
Wanted to get back into the coaching position, and he did really well to position himself for this job. Ultimately, right now, we have a collective responsibility. This is not, of course, this is about Michael right now, but more
exactly,
broadly,
Bo.
We need to make sure that we're rethinking where our list is at.
Sell me some hope. Come on.
Support that the next coach needs.
What's going on?
Because right now we're trying to position ourselves for the future. So, I don't see that
where it's clear we do need to improve, and Chris and Graham have been clear on that. So I think it provides a very good opportunity for us.
Roddy, you said you're open-minded to considering some of your senior players, whether they be tradable. How open are you to some of those conversations at the back end of the year?
We're not really going into that now, but I mean, all of those guys are contracted, and we'd hope that they'd all be here. As I said, we're a long way away from finishing the year, though, so we're 14 weeks to go. So there's a lot of play.
Fucking idiot. Oh, my.
The next coach, how do you balance that? And Roddy, you've been through this before. Balance knowing that there are some guys out there that
And he's lost it. He's off.
Well, we'll go through.
I'll be back. Hang on.
So
yeah, I know.
Really improve, right? And our supporter base.
Thank you, Peter.
Can see that improvement coming through. As Roddy just said, that comes from young kids coming through, developing young talent on our list. If you go back to what we did in the off season, it's more than just coaching and list. If you think about it, like we've revamped development, we've revamped well-being, we're making significant investment in data analytics and AI that's moving so
Listen
quickly.
to this fuckwit. They're not developing, and there's no well-being there. You've proved that on the field 4 weeks ago.
So the main thing that we're
what are they trying to sell us?
I can't watch this, boys. It's making my blood boil.
What they might have actually
great examples of that.
disclosed without realising it is by saying that we're going to attack the draft with such few picks. They're probably thinking of
trading everyone,
a Wiedering and a Cripps and getting first and second round draft picks for them.
Oh, you won't be getting second round for Cripps. You'll be getting fourth round, mate. He's 31 and broken.
West Coast will give you a second or third rounder for him.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay a dime of his thing, Vince. Like,
no.
If it means a fourth rounder for them to pay it all, so be it.
Reflective mood earlier on. He spoke outstandingly well to the players and staff. As I understand it, he spoke brilliantly to the administration staff. And Michael is a fantastic storyteller, and so he went back through a lot of history in his history in the game. I'm fortunate that I've known Michael for 10 or 11 years now, so I've shared some of that history with him. But he was very reflective, but also wanting.
He's a good storyteller. Go write a book, you judge.
Still at this club to get the clear air to do what is next, but still urging the players to be better ongoing, and also to be grateful for what this club is. And that was a really important message that he gave to all of the people here. Ultimately as a person who now leaves the club, but someone who had supported the club for a long period of time. He wants this club to be successful, and he left with a fantastic message to both our players and staff. Well, we were up in Brisbane, obviously preparing for the game, and Michael and I, as I said, have had a long history together, and the conversation wasn't an uncomfortable one. He was willing to tell me where he thought he was at, and I was able to give him what my view was, and
Zach, mate,
to get
how can you be positive with this rubbish club when they make these rubbish decisions?
Andy is positive. He's positive that we're stuffed.
Yeah,
I think he's being sarcastic, but I think he's having a go.
Now's not the day, Zach. I'm telling you.
He's not happy. Andy's not happy.
Well, he came up to the box for a period of time. It didn't quite work in the second quarter, so he went straight back down.
Up and down like a yo-yo.
Look, I think that people putting two and two together, given his message to the group after the game, that this might have been coming. There was a certain amount of finality in his post-match address, which I think given where the situation has ended up, people acknowledge came from a place of him knowing that his time at Carlton was coming to an end. What did he say, Chris? What was the message he gave? What's there?
For fuck's sake! Now I'm going to just have my say about these things, right? First of all, this is so obvious, right? Where the fuck is Voss? Where the fuck is Voss? He just walked away. So if he walked away, that means it was mutual. That means that we're all friends, right? Why wouldn't he sit there, right?
That's right.
And take the heat and have his say. That's the first fucking thing. Mate, they're fucking pissing me off now. They are pissing me off. This is actually a disgrace. It is embarrassing that they just sacked. Let's be honest, they sacked Michael Voss, and they didn't have the balls to have Michael Voss sitting next to him, right? Second thing, 3-year plan. We've been in a fucking 31-year plan, mate. Stick your plans up your ass and start making moves. I'm sick of giving me timelines. Timelines is only something that you put out there to give yourself time, right?
To protect themselves, yes.
Protect yourself. And the other one, oh, Jesus Christ, if Rob Priestley, you're telling me that Frawley's going to be on the coaching fucking panel to decide the coach. What are we doing here? Are we serious, people?
He just finished saying it's the board's job and my job to provide the environment for all the football people to do their jobs as well as they can, like Graham and Chris. And the next minute, he's on the fucking.
But I'll sit in the coaching committee. Yeah, it will provide the environment, but I've got to be there, or else.
See what I mean by the board. See what I mean by the board interferes with football decisions. Nothing's changed.
Yeah. Priestley said, obviously, there's some areas of concern.
Turn it down. Can you turn it down?
I thought that was surprising. He only thinks there's some areas that we need to improve on, not a lot. I think he's a bit delusional.
Oh, very, very. We've got a lot to improve on.
They're never going to admit that they need a total overhaul.
No,
but I'm telling you, this is just damage control, this press conference, and it looked like it, man. And it fucking shits me. It really pisses me off, Let's start being honest about this club, or else we can't move forward, right? At the end of the day, you've decided mutually that he was going to go. Just tell us, mate, and put him there, right? And don't tell me that Priestley's going to be on do not tell me that bloke is going to be anywhere near selecting the coach, right? Before we go on, just thanks to Michael, we cannot say we are in great shape off field. what we see manifest on field is a direct result of how shit things are. Exactly. That's exactly right. Thank you very much. And Mick Marcucci, we've been hoodwinked, mate. I use the hoodwink. I've even got tops that says hoodwinked, man, 5 years ago, right? And we are still in the same position. We have been hoodwinked by, and they're still trying. I hate the way they talk to us like we're children. I hate it.
So,
Oh,
Rocco,
man.
I was going to say, so one of the things that frustrates me about these people, right? So Chris Davies was trying to speak a bit of truth, right?
Yep.
Because he saw this, but if all three of them come out and said, no, we sacked him. We're not copping this shit. We're not copping 1 and 9 starts. We're not copping not playing finals last year. Come out and say it, admit it.
They're glazing.
Yeah. Be a strong club and go forward. Like, I don't understand.
Say it as it is. Be honest with us.
Exactly. Be honest.
Be transparent.
No, we probably should have got rid of him last year. We fucked up. We're 1 and 9. That's it. Be honest, and people will take you for your word. And
they could easily
you.
have said. They could easily have said, "Look,
Mate.
we were faced with a decision to either retain or not retain Voss at the end of last year. We decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, let him serve out the last year of his contract. We decided to put all this help around him, give him every possible support that he could wish for, and still we haven't performed this year.
Yeah.
Clearly,
so we fucked up. We made the wrong decision.
Clearly, we need to change the coach now, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. No problem. We move forward. But no.
No, it's all smoke and mirrors, or what did
Smoke and mirrors. I've been saying those 3 words for 5 years. Smoke and mirrors.
Wallpaper over
this
the
club,
cracks,
this
like
club
I like
is
to
just
say.
that's what happens at this club. Everywhere you go, smoke and mirrors.
But it's all
Everything's
about
just an illusion.
Yep.
And what pisses me off, it always seems like everyone is protecting themselves. You know, it's always Sayers is protecting himself, Priestley is protecting himself, Wright is protecting his reputation. You know how you get a good reputation? Fucking, you admit your faults, you admit what you've got wrong, and you move forward and you make sure you're a better person, a better administrator, and a better club.
And you make changes for the benefit of the club, and that's why I actually really respect what Melbourne has done this year, right?
Yeah.
And late last year, they said, we know he's our premiership coach from only 4 years ago, but we're going nowhere. Our brand of football's not exciting. We're barely kicking 8 goals a game. Our crowds are dropping. Our members are, dropping away. We need to make a change, and we're going to do it. They sacked him, right?
Yep. 100%.
They also got rid of a couple of players that were a real pain in the ass in the end, Petrarca and Oliver, and also Stephen May. They got rid of all the cancer out of there. And now it's amazing how all the other players that never really got an opportunity to play midfield, look what's happened with them.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Look what's happened
with
Sparrow and Cozzy Pickett all of a sudden spending 80% in the midfield. And
all
how much they've
all
improved.
100%. And we had, was it Nick Rocco from Back to the Bench?
Yeah.
Yes.
He came on, I think, before you were on, Dave and Vince. He said, I feel sorry for Cripps. I couldn't give a fuck about Cripps. He's part of this problem. Because he occupies that midfield. He will not budge. He's not capable of playing down back, playing down forward. He's the biggest problem. He's the one that drives the Carlton Football Club. He's the one that was on the Teague train, remember? Oh, yeah, we love Teague. Of course.
I was just going to say,
because he let you do what you did, what you wanted to do.
Can you imagine if Josh Fraser starts winning half the games?
Oh, yeah, he'll say, we're on the Fraser
jump on the Fraser train.
Of course he will. That's why we need to get rid of these cancers, like you said, the Melbourne.
Yeah.
I did my club corner before I jumped on here, and I said exactly that, Vince. I said, look at Melbourne. They got rid of 3 premiership players that were legends, right? They weren't scared. King came in and wasn't scared to rock the boat. No, I don't want them. I want a fresh start, right? That's why Carlton have to get rid of Wiedering, Cripps, and Mackay. I don't give a shit what we get for them. Get them out of the club. They're a cancer. They've had it their way for far too long, and here we are. That's it.
Realistically, we were never going to make the finals. So this whole saga was a fait accompli. What would have saved Voss? Being 50-50, we're making finals.
They knew that after losing Charlie Curnow and DeConnie and Silvani that we were no chance of getting into the finals. Come on.
Set him up.
So why did they? Why did they pull the trigger, man? Like seriously, that's
because
weak,
they are paranoid about not being labelled as yet another board that sacks yet another
sack the
coach.
But they sacked him. They just
I
got
know.
him sacked. It
But,
didn't
but,
work.
but what was the news this morning? Michael Voss resigns.
Resigned, exactly.
Not
it's all legal
not
speak.
Carlton
Rocco.
boards, not Carlton board knifes yet
Sacks
another senior
coach.
coach.
Yeah, it's
right?
true.
And they're already
Resigned. As if Michael Voss would resign.
Michael Voss has gone along with it, but he just said, "Stuff you guys. I'm not going to turn up to no press conference."
Of course, he's got to go along with it, doesn't he? He's got no choice.
Yeah.
He proved it because he's not there.
He's not there. He's going to do his own press conference.
That told me everything. As soon as I saw it, that told me everything about this club.
Mutual agreement. No.
And he also probably knew that they were going to come out with all those narratives that they came out with in that press conference, and that he would have to nod his head and go along with it all when he knows that it's a lot of crap.
Yep, agree.
Right?
Apparently, I'm sure he'll come out and do his own press conference, and that's going to be interesting. I want to see what he says. That'll be interesting. I want to see what he says.
By the way, I've just had a message from AW. They've asked if I could be shifted to 10 past 4 now instead of 20 past 3. So maybe it's that press conference with Voss that they want to cover first. I don't know. But,
hit him between the eyes, Vince.
Oh,
Right
I never hold back, Andy.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I've been on with Jackie Felgate a couple of times now. She knows exactly what to expect from me.
Yeah.
How many times did they say 1-8? We're 1-8. We're 1-8. Like, just say this is on you, Voss.
Oh, but they said, it's not about win-loss. It was about all these other things. But we're 1-8 and we've only won 12 out of the last 40. Well, hang on. Is it or isn't it? You know, of course it's win-loss. They always point to the win-loss in the end.
And sure, it should be. Let's be honest, right?
That's right. It's a win-loss business.
Especially when we had no direction going into this year, right? Like I didn't know if we were rebuilding. I didn't know if we were trying to win a flag. I didn't know if we were trying to play finals. There was no direction.
Hey, Andy, forget the Sydney game at the start, right? Because that was always going to be a tough game to win. Up there, you know,
but
Charlie's
like that,
playing for the opposition, all of that. Put that one aside. You know the game that told me we were going to be in massive trouble this year? The only game that we actually won.
Well, we tried to lose.
That game, we only scored 1 goal in the second half against the bottom of the ladder, rebuilding bunch of kids. And if it wasn't for Lynch's inaccuracy, they would have won that game by 5 goals. I knew then and there. I said we are in massive trouble. Most. I think Rocco, you were saying you walked out like didn't sing the song.
It was the worst feeling. It was the worst feeling.
Yeah,
it was the worst feeling. Yeah,
I'm watching at home, hoping Lynch is kicking these goals. Please kick him, because at that point, going with 10 minutes to go in the last quarter, we kicked 1 goal. I'm going, please, because then maybe something might happen.
Obviously, but how's after the game, Vossy? Oh no, we need to celebrate these wins. You know, come on.
He's right. He was right. It was his last win.
That was the last game.
Right. You need to celebrate.
Can I just go back, Andy, where you said that at the start of the year we didn't know where we were at. We were going to make final. How do you think the team and the players felt? Exactly the same. Exactly the same, mate. How can we go into a season when we don't know where we're at and you think that's okay? You think that's okay because they went with it.
And Rocco, I'll take you back to pre-season. Remember when there was that social media footage of them, missing targets? Remember? And the club said, that's all. Have a look at this. We'll show you the real footage of next week's thing, right? Well, they were hitting targets and that. My God. See, they can't admit it, Carlton. They can't admit, right? And then one of the players, I think it might have been George Hewitt, said, we went for a 4-hour run or something. That's why we're missing targets, right? Making a joke of it. Dwayne Russell tried to tell Carlton about Harry Mackay's kicking 4 years ago. Didn't want to hear it. No, he hasn't got a problem with his kicking. Okay, no worries.
But hang on, Andy. What about their coaching mentor, Adam Simpson, whose solution to all of those poor skills wasn't that we need to get better at our kicking and our disposal efficiency? Oh, no. The answer is don't let the fans in with their cameras.
Yeah, of course. No, that's the answer.
Why are we letting people into the training sessions where they can take video of stuff? So that was his solution to it. Oh, come on, man.
Look, at the end of the day, remember they also showed that footage, right, on Triple M or whatever, right? And that was...
Embarrassed them. It
Bucky
embarrassed
took
him.
that footage, and there was Cripper. He was on there, and he laughed.
Yep.
He laughed about it. He laughed about not being able to hit a target by 50 meters.
Well, you
But
know
what
what?
are you laughing at?
He's the captain, Rocco. He's
Yep,
a leader.
yep.
He's the biggest cancer at the club, bigger than Voss. But unfortunately, we can't sack players mid-year, right? 2 years have been going on about this guy.
But you can drop
He's a
him.
boys' club. Yeah, I know you can
But
drop
you-
him from here on
You
in.
can drop him.
100%. That's why I said, oh, sorry, I'll keep on thinking because I literally did my club corner just before I jumped on here. So I said, no, if you're over 26, you're not playing for the rest of the year. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Get out and play all the kids. We just need to see. It's not about results. It's about getting draft picks and seeing who we can keep for next year, right? Cripps, Wiedering, Mackay shouldn't be playing. None of them.
No.
Anyone over 26. I don't care. I don't care if we lose by 100 points. I want to see the kids do what they do. Why we recruit them? Ashton Moy, I want to see him get 14 games straight. I want to see Hudson O'Keefe 14 games straight. I want to see Jack Ison play 14 games straight. I want to see Flynn Young, Billy
Yes.
Wilson. All these
We
kids
need to see
play
who can
14
and can't play. Yes.
Exactly. The Camporelli boys, when they're all fit, play every game they're available, they play. That's it. Bad luck. Forget about George Hewitt. Forget about Blake Acres. Forget about Sard and Haynes and all these 34-year-olds that we keep. Nick Newman. He's not. I mean, it's just.
If
You know,
we would
of
have
course
dropped-
you have to
Well,
have
the
senior
thing
players. You
is,
said it
Josh
earlier.
Fraser's only experience in coaching is at VFL level.
VFL, exactly.
So he's probably the perfect interim coach from that point of view to try these players and give them some sort of game plan that they all know and can follow and see how they go. And let them play some freewheeling. Let them play some freewheeling. Liberated football.
I agree.
They've already
I
brought
agree.
out.
Go on.
They already brought out the post. Here it is. Here's the first one. Thank you. Here he is. Look at the post they brought out. The
Oh,
Carlton
my
Football Club with
God.
Michael Ping.
Get it off
And
the screen. My eyes are burning. I can't look at that. Thank you for what? For ruining the club? For getting rid of our three of our top 10 players left last year alone. Oh,
If we would have
100%, man.
mockery of everything anyway, it's like
A
now
mock-
we're
yeah.
doing.
They're trying their best in every way, shape, or
spin it.
form to spin it so that it was all mutual. We're all
Yep.
lovely with each other.
all happy
we're all,
families. Yeah.
We're all happy. Yeah, we all,
Yep.
we part company, amicably. Thanks, Vossy. You've been fantastic. What a crock.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know.
I don't know, boys. I haven't got much more to give. I've got. I'm
was
more
actually-
drained from today.
I was
There'll
actually
be
saying to a
plenty
few
to
people
talk
yesterday,
about.
Andy. Andy, I was saying
Yeah, go
to a
on.
few people yesterday,
Yeah.
when I had no idea that this was coming, that it wouldn't surprise me if the club actually attempts, seeing that there's so much favourable media towards Michael Voss. I mean, most of the mainstream media is saying, he's handled himself so well and
Yeah.
he's never shirked the issue. He's fronted up to all the press conferences
Yep.
and, right through
Part
the
of his
Elijah
contract,
Hollins incident and all that stuff. And he can hold his head up high. They really need to, when they make the decision, treat him with respect and all that sort of stuff. So in light of all that, I thought, what could the club do to fit in with that? I thought that they could have come out on the front foot, showed some real leadership, made an announcement to say, we've informed Michael Voss that we believe that it's time now for him to step aside and for the club to move forward with a new senior coach because we
New
don't
direction,
believe that
yep.
this season's going to produce anything close to what we need to
Yep.
see in order for him to retain his position and get a new contract. Nevertheless, we want him to coach this weekend or whatever it might be, and we'll give him a send-off. Like, that would have been a respectful way to do it. But what have they done? They've effectively sacked him and made it look like it was all a big mutual decision.
Yeah, a mutual. Yeah,
but haven't had the
exactly.
guts
Yeah.
to come out publicly and say it.
No, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
I got to say
who's-
goodbye.
And they made him. They
So
made
Dave-
him resign. They made him be the one to put in the resignation.
Vince,
Oh,
just again, what
come
time are you on? Vince, what time are you on this afternoon?
As a matter of fact, I just said that I was meant to be 3:20. They just sent me a text message asking if it was okay to make it 4:10 now. So it'll be just after the 4 o'clock news, I would say, on 3AW, 1278 on the AM dial, for those of you who don't know.
AM dial, jeez.
Sorry, did I say 1278? That was the old dial. 693, I should say.
693. I was going to say
on the AM dial.
1278 was the Rex Hunt days. Yeah.
Hey, can you
Old
make
habits
sure?
die hard.
Well, we got
693. Sorry.
We got big Vincennes before all those big media outlets. They can all go and get stuff. Can you make sure you give everyone a shout out? Make sure you give TJP,
Absolutely.
Andy, everyone. Give us all a shout out, man. Go listen to make sure you catch the boys, mate, because tonight's going to be a massive show, TJP. This has come unexpected.
Yeah.
It's
What's going
chaos.
to be your theme for the show? I think you're going to have to throw out what you were planning to do and put in a brand new thumbnail
rip it up,
and whatever.
Rip it up.
There might be a bit of Borat dancing. There might be a bit of all that kind of.
Hey! This is come at a perfect time for Mars because he's heading off in a couple of days to England with his brother and his cousin. I think all three Sebastianis are leaving together, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be his last show for 2 or 3 weeks, won't it? So it's come at the perfect time for him.
Yeah, it's worked out well.
Yeah, they'll be leaving on a high now. Arsenal, just a step away from taking that title, and
they haven't got it yet. They haven't got it yet, Rocco.
They're not Carlton. They're not Carlton, Vince. Come on,
You can have a
mate.
How to
Arsenal,
write your
just when they
resume.
look like they're going to win it, they always do something to lose
come on,
it.
man. They're
No,
about to leave
Tottenham's
on
the Carlton.
Thursday. Do not now. Do not wreck this whole. Do not rain on their parade, please.
I don't. I want to see them win too. Don't worry. I don't want Manchester City. They've won too many as it is.
I'm going to write my resume for either the position on the board, the position on the selection committee, or we might just go for the coaching position. What the hell? So get all your resumes ready, you gentlemen. Have a good afternoon.
Dave, sorry to
Dave.
inform you, but they'll tell you to get stuffed. You're not part of the Carlton
board.
Corporate Club.
Of course.
Go back to your Breakfast with the Blues radio show on a Saturday morning and know your place.
Yeah, we make too much
Remember,
sense.
you're not a member.
Stay in your lane.
We should have a new caption for the Carlton Football Club. Remember, you're not a member, you're a customer.
Hey, what does it take to get on the board? What do I have to do? I might just put in an application. Why can't I? I want to see what
You have to nominate before the 31st of August, and you have to have 2 other voting members of the club second your nomination.
I'll get 4,000. I'll get 4,000, mate.
Rocco,
other people.
Rocco, first thing you have to do is exactly what you've said today, the exact opposite. And that's not in your nature, mate. So you've got no chance.
But in reality, that's never going to work because even if you nominate for a board position, because two positions a year come available, they've got to be rotated, right? Even if you do nominate by the 31st of August, they will not tell anyone that there's even an election going to happen until 3 weeks before the AGM in February, which they always hold in February because it's that close to the start of the new season. They know that the appetite for change amongst the Carlton membership will be at its lowest point. So they won't even tell anyone that you've nominated. So the only realistic chance you've got of unseating this board is to have a ticket of 8 to challenge their 8, and you have to get a petition signed with at least 100 voting members calling for an extraordinary general meeting. And you'd better have some legal representation that can represent you in court and do it for bugger all, because otherwise it's going to cost a fortune. Because they will do whatever they've got to do. They will do whatever they've got to do to avoid that extraordinary general meeting, including sending you a letter from their lawyer saying, your petition's invalid because of X, Y, and Z, even though that's rubbish, even though it could be a perfectly worded petition. If you want to enforce it, they'll force you to go to court to get it enforced.
But you know what? This time, unlike last time, we'll expose everything.
But this time, unlike last time, you haven't got COVID lockdowns and movement restrictions and all that sort of stuff. You won't be living under the rule of a dictator like that absolute.
Hey, can we just say
Victoria?
Can we just say that I think this has been acknowledged anyway? between you and me and everyone that listens to Jumper Punch. I mean, when you were going up, not going up, but you were trying to get that general meeting with say, let's make it clear, you weren't going for a board petition. You were just trying to get the changes through.
The petition was, in fact, to spill the board, not with a ready-made ticket that was going to challenge it, purely just to get the members to make a decision about whether they wanted to stick with that board or whether they wanted an election. And if the members wanted an election, then we call upon whatever tickets or individuals that want to nominate for the board to come forward. But they wouldn't even give us that.
And tell us something. Did they bring you in for a meeting, Vince? And what did they say to you? What did they offer you?
Oh yeah, well, there was a few meetings that Luke Sayers wanted with me. Essentially, he assumed that the reason I was doing this was for personal glorification and that I wanted to be some sort of, important person at the club or, be on the board or that sort of thing. He offered me a position where I would be reporting to the board on a regular basis just to be the members' representative, like the figurehead that speaks on behalf of the average Carlton member. And he offered me all these positions and I just said, you've got me wrong.
To be quiet, also you had to stop the petition, didn't you?
Oh yeah, of course. In exchange for withdrawing the petition, yes, of course. But Vince, in the end, I said no. I'm not all about me. That's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing this because you are trying to hijack the club, entrench your power forever, and effectively remove any democratic rights for our members to ever hold this board accountable. That's why I'm standing up to you and making this so public through the media. And unless you withdraw those clauses from the Constitution, I'm going to be snipping at your heels forever. And in the end, about 3 months later, after protracted discussions, they withdrew every single one of them.
Yep.
So that was a big win for the members. And again, they withdrew them. They withdrew them on the basis that we withdraw the petition.
And I just wanted to say that, and we already knew about that, but I just wanted to say that just to show what the Carlton Football Club were willing to do. Go so deep. How do you say? Be so
go low.
Go low.
Blows.
Go low. Trying to
keep
stop
the power.
Yeah. They were trying to shut you up. Right, to shut it all down, mate. And I'll say this a million times. I'll say it to the day I die. To all the people that were doubting Vince about him trying to do the best for the Carlton, you can all go and get stuff. Where are you all now? I bet you're all doing videos now about how Voss has been sacked. You're all trying to get your likes, mate. But no one stood by Vince and everything he was trying to do when the time counted. Hey, how you going? How you going, Aiden?
How you going, Aiden?
Yeah, not bad. I haven't actually watched what other people have said so far about Voss leaving, but it's been a bit of a surprise that it's happened this early. But again, I think the decision should have been made last year. Like everyone has said, they basically called the year off last year when they didn't make that call, and they effectively wasted another year. Because there's how many weeks left? There's 14 weeks till the year finishes, and what are we going to do for the next 14 weeks? What's our purpose? I have no idea. But
we're in no man's land now.
Exactly, and I remember you saying, Rocco, that you can't change a game plan in 6 months, and nothing's changed. So,
if they
what they will do, though, Aiden, what they'll do is they'll free up the players to just play their own natural games without much structure, without much game plan at all. To be honest.
Who's that, Andy? What's that? I can't
John
see
Longmire. So Tom Elliott on 3AW says my money would be on John Longmire.
Should be the replacement.
Shut up.
We're gone.
Man.
We're gone. If
we haven't. What? No, but let's stop this now.
God.
No one knows. No one knows. No. Shut the fuck up. You're trying to get likes here. No one knows what you. So my money's on John Longmire. All right. You know what? Who was that? What reporter?
Tom Elliott. From 3AW.
Tom Elliott, right? And Tom Elliott's a big
He's a good Carlton man.
Yeah, he's a good Carlton man. But If your money's on it, show us the ticket. Show us how much money you've actually put on it.
Exactly.
No one's going to put their actual hard-earned money on it. So,
but Rocco,
please,
having said that, like I agree with you, but maybe he does know something because that's something Carlton would do. Let's be honest, right?
It's true.
Like what they said about a committee and all this, it's all
smoke and mirrors.
Exactly right. What committee you are? So, Vince, you said earlier, like an hour ago, that Graham Wright's been, looking for coaches already, right?
Yeah.
So he hasn't made the call to Longmire. Clearly, Adam Simpson, because he's already at the club in some aspect. Buckley and Ken Hinkley, of course they have. They've all got connections, right? So of course they're going to make those calls. So it wouldn't surprise me if Carlton does something stupid and gets one of these coaches that have coached before. That would be a disaster. I'm sorry.
And that would show weakness.
Don't forget, Jimmy Bartell on one of his programs on 3RW last week, I think it was,
with Eddie Maguire. Yes.
I think that the next Carlton coach is going to be coming from west of Melbourne. Now, what does that mean? Who is he referring to? And he must have some mail from somewhere to even put that out into the ether, because that could only mean either A, Chris Scott down at Geelong, B, Adam Simpson, who used to be the West Coast coach, or Ken Hinkley, who used to be the Port Adelaide coach.
Yep, exactly.
Not going to be any of the existing coaches at Port Adelaide,
no,
West Coast or Fremantle. So it can only be the former coach at West Coast, the former coach at Port Adelaide, or the existing coach at Geelong.
Yep.
Now, I can't see Chris Scott, who I regard as a very intelligent coach, leaving a club that's so well run with the most amazing recruiting department and the culture that they've got down there and the environment that they've got to sell to potential players. Why would he bother leaving there and ruin his coaching resume by coming to the poison chalice position of the Carlton coaching position?
That's exactly my point.
Why would he do that?
He would never come. He would never come. Never.
That's just pipe dreams, man. Let's be serious.
So Jimmy Bartell's saying that with any credibility and with any level of seriousness. He's referring to either Simpson, Hinkley, and I can't see Scott coming. So I think it's either Simpson or Hinkley.
Nah. First of all, they can't do that. Second of all, let's be serious, man. They're just throwing out names that are out there at the moment, and they're just trying to. Let's be serious. We shouldn't be talking about this. They're lazy. This is lazy reporting.
Lazy.
This is bullshit.
It is lazy.
Right? Let's get the panel in there. Right now, we've got 14 weeks, right, to get this. We put ourselves in the front foot. We're ahead of
We should open the door to everyone who wants to apply.
Everyone.
I don't care if we've got 27 applications, right?
Yep.
Even if none of the existing coaches who have ever coached before apply. Let's just say Longmire's not interested, Hinkley's not interested, Simpson's not interested, and Buckley's not interested, right? They're the ones that are in the market, supposedly, because they've coached before and they're currently without a job. But let's just say all of them say no. Can you imagine how many assistant coaches would love to take the opportunity to try and turn a club around like Carlton?
Every one of them. Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
And don't forget, 5 years ago, who was Craig McRae? He was he was just an assistant coach, a former Brisbane Lion player, premiership player. And he was an
100%.
assistant coach at Richmond. Who was Adam Kingsley, an assistant coach at Richmond?
I think that's the part that you need. I think
Who was Stephen King, an assistant coach at Geelong?
Aiden.
I think that's the path that you need to go down now. Like
Absolutely.
getting an untried assistant coach from a quality team that's Geelong or any other top 4, top 6 team. Because if we go for a Simpson, Hinkley, or Longmire, it's just going to end the same way as it always has been. So I think. So I don't know, like maybe Bartell is referring to a coach that's an assistant from Geelong or something.
I hope so.
We're not going to get Chris Scott, like as Vince said. If we get Chris, like why would he come here for?
I don't want Chris Scott. I don't care how good a coach he is. He's good at Geelong. He'll be rubbish at Carlton because he won't care.
He will end up being, in my view, he will end up being the regarded once he finishes, whether that's in 12 months' time, 5 years' time, or 10 years' time, he'll end up becoming a legend of the Geelong Football Club, and he'll probably go down as the most successful coach ever to coach there. They'll end up putting his name on a grandstand.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, if I was on that, if I was now on the board or whatever, I'm in charge there, I would say it's open to everyone. You know, like Chris Scott, do you want to coach? Come. Well, I want you to come in and interview. Longmire, I want you to come and interview. I want everyone to come and interview. Like, I don't give a fuck who it is. If you really want to coach Carlton, show us what you've got and show us how we can move forward. It doesn't matter who it is. The problem is they're probably already thinking about who they want instead of who we need.
Correct. That's
Can I tell you the other thing, Rocco? All of those assistant coaches who have been around the block a few times, they would have already done their homework on Carlton. They would look at press conferences like that one and think, I'm not inspired to go and work there. Not with those guys running the place.
Yeah, I agree. Can you imagine coming in saying, fuck, they're going to sack me, and then they won't even invite me to the bloody press conference?
Whereas an assistant who's done his apprenticeship, whether it's a Daniel G in Syracuse or someone like that, or a what was the other one there from Essendon? Used to wear number 33.
Hayden Skipworth. Blake Carousella.
Blake Carousella. Guys like that have been around a long time and probably just, itching at the bit to get an opportunity.
They need the opportunity.
Let them come in for an interview.
You know what the thing is with new coaches, Vince? They're hungry, they're passionate, they want to make a name for themselves. The ones that are doing it for the second time, as we said earlier, the stat, since 2000, Lee Matthews and Mick Malthouse, the only two coaches, right? Since 2000. Lee Matthews, Mick Malthouse. And they're legends. And that's a rare breed that happens. The rest, every premiership has been won by a first-time coach because they're hungry. They want change. They want to change. They want to do it their way, right?
Well, also, Andy, what we've seen happen since 2000 is how the game has changed and evolved. I mean, you can't, that's why I don't think Malthouse worked out at Carlton, because he was still coaching the way he was coaching Collingwood from, 10 years earlier, 12 years earlier.
And that's all he knows. And it's not his fault as such, but that's all he knows. So I'm just going to quickly go through the coaches, Rocco, if that's all right. So Ken Hinkley, right? His greatest strength at Port Adelaide was the camaraderie, and we've got to win. They beat Hawthorn in the final when they had no right to, because they were tough and whatever. We haven't got that at Carlton. We haven't got that at Carlton. That won't work, right? John Longmire, the same thing. He came from Paul Roos, being ultra defensive. Why do you think he gave it away? Because the game's changing, doesn't want to do it, right? Adam Simpson was, if you watch that doco from the COVID years, right, on Amazon, all he was coming up with the excuse, I know it's going to be hard, boys. I know. Mate, how do you inspire someone, Adam Simpson? You can't, right? So how do we get these guys? Nathan Buckley's been out of the caper for 5 years. That's what 100%. Let him go to Tasmania, Nathan Buckley. Not required at Carlton.
Yeah, he's another one, Nathan Buckley. Are we serious, man? Come on, man. That's as bad as Essendon wanting Hurd to come back.
James Hurd. I heard someone say James Hurd to Carlton. Oh my God.
Don't.
No, but hang on.
How can you morally do that? How can you morally do that? Forget about coaching. How can you morally do it?
Graham Wright effectively sacked Nathan Buckley at Collingwood. Do you honestly think that Buckley's going to want to come to Carlton when Graham Wright?
No. I agree. But I'm just making the point that the names that are out there,
It's the narrative that's coming out there. People going like think outside the box, people. Why are you being so boxed in, mate?
Because they're Carlton supporters, Rocco. We used to be like that years ago, right? Because you get infected by that bug, and we were successful, and we would smash teams, and we'd always be up there, right? But you've got to look at reality and go, we haven't been that for 30 years. Or this 100%. Century. We have not been like that since this century. Well, actually, when Judd came, we had a bit of hope, right? Buckley, Bo. So when Judd came to Carlton, we had hope. And he turned us around somewhat. We played finals, that Richmond game, But, and 23, we had a great year and we had every chance to win the premiership. Apart from that, in 26 years, we've done nothing. There's been no hope. We've just been a mess.
I think
we stumbled into the 99 grand final.
The thing about 2023 is that up until the bye, or roughly the bye, when we lost to Essendon and we were only, I think 4.5 wins out of the first 13 games, right? We lost to
Correct.
Essendon, and everyone was throwing their memberships at the players and
Yep.
their scarves and all of that sort of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, you can't tell me that Voss and his game plan, which resulted in that sort of a record after 13 games, was responsible for all of a sudden turning it around to 9 wins in a row. Based on
you know what it
something he
was?
did different.
I'll tell you exactly
It was
what
all player driven. They were the
but
ones who just made a
They
pact
went down to
amongst themselves.
Curno's. They went down to Curno's farm, right?
Yeah,
but
Curnow,
I'll tell you something.
Camp Curnow it was.
Camp Curnow, right? So I'll tell you, this is a fact, right? If you remember the players that actually played in that second half, I'll never forget it. You can go back and have a look. Zach Fisher, Paddy Dow, Jack Silvani was playing more of a role. They're the ones that actually got us there, right?
Jack Martin.
Not just them, but they were the impetus because we had some injuries and whatever. And it's like, come to the finals, they're out. And, yeah, we did what we did. But all those players are gone from the club now, right?
Yeah. No.
They were the ones that gave us that push because they were different types of players. They weren't getting the game, right?
Yeah.
A lot changed in that second half of the year. So, yes, we had a chance to win the flag. I was the first one to put my hand up. I was 5 goals up against Brisbane, and we lose by 5 goals.
I think
what I'm trying to say, Andy, is that Voss is, okay, fair enough. You know, on paper, you've got to give him the credit for all of a sudden the club's turned around and made a preliminary final. But it didn't last. That
was 3 years ago, exactly my point. Yeah,
and
100%.
I actually put it down to the players making that pact to create that situation.
Well, it's a fact. It's a well-known fact. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so nothing to do with Voss or his game plan or how he was instructing them to play.
And I guess that's the point I was making with those players coming in. They were forced changes because we had injuries, right?
Yeah.
And Paddy Dow finally got to show something. And Zach Fisher was quick off half-back. And Silvani was kicking goals. He was kicking 4 goals a game in 23 when he came in. I'm telling you, go back and look at it and you'll go, and then get rid of them all. They're all gone.
Curnow won the second of his Coleman medals and all that sort of jazz.
Jack Martin.
The records will show that Michael Voss is the first coach since David Parkin to get us to a preliminary final.
Yeah.
That's an indictment on the club.
It is.
In fact, the losing preliminary final was David Parkin's official last game of football that he ever coached when we lost to Essendon in 2000.
Can I just say, Ryan? Can I just say now, I've been looking at Facebook and all that while I've been talking to you, and everyone's putting out things and Dave views, and everyone wants social media, and they're all putting out shows and shit because they want likes. Mind you, I did do an emergency meeting at 12 o'clock. So I'm one of those people.
Yeah, but Rocco, okay, say it, finish it. Because I know what you're going to say, and I agree with you already.
No. I'm taking a bit of a piss. I did this for everyone. But there is a question I'm going to ask too, that Carlton players, have they got blood on their hands too now? Seriously.
100%.
Well, now they've got nowhere to hide, and that's why I think they're going to pull their finger out and start winning games. I'm telling you, Andy, we will start winning games.
I was going to mention something like that.
Be prepared, mate. We're going to start winning a few.
I was going to mention something like that because Graham Wright, he mentioned that, or I think it was Rob Priestley, or Rob Fraudley, as we like to call him.
Mike Fraudley.
He said something that we're going to go for more picks in the draft, which kind of stood out to me because if you think about it, we don't have anyone in this team with trade value other than Wiedering. So where are we going to get these picks from? And
that's right.
And Andy mentioned that straight away. Our first 2 picks are going to go on Cody Walker, which apparently he's going to be a good player and that. But outside of that, where we're going to get these players, like pick 48?
We've got to trade. We've got to trade for draft picks. That's it. 100%.
So Wiedering, Cripps, Mackay. We have
Correct.
to. We have
Wiedering, Cripps, and Mackay.
Whoever else has got value.
Who else has got any value? Has Chera got any value?
Probably.
No, but second round picks. If you get all second round picks,
has Zach Williams got any value?
The only 2 that have got value
at the tip. He's working at the tip next year.
The only two that have got value is Wiedering and Walsh. They're the only ones you're going to get picks for, right?
No, you're not going to get.
You mean first round draft picks for?
Yeah, first round. Yeah, value.
Okay.
Yeah, that we can. Actually
value picks. If you're going to give me a third rounder, really,
Yeah,
Come
what
on,
are we gonna
bro.
do?
Like,
We won't
is that
even
what
use
we're
it.
going to get?
No,
Like,
no.
telling
But I'm
you that-
saying if you get a second round draft pick for Patrick Cripps to go back to West Coast,
No problem.
well, that can still produce you a good player between picks 18 and 36 or whatever.
Well,
I
as long as
understand
Nick
this.
Austin's not there because he's lazy, but yeah.
I understand.
This
it.
draft is the last one you'll get that's not compromised before Patrick comes in.
Uncompromised. Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, like I understand we get rid of Patrick Cripps and I would leave the decision up to him. But a second round, like seriously, that's not value. Like,
Well, he's 31. He's 31. His body's starting to go
He's
backwards.
broken, yeah.
I understand, Vince, but it's still
They've
not.
brought in rules. See, Patrick Cripps's one wood is contested football and clearances from stoppage. We don't even have anywhere near as many boundary throw-ins these days because of the change in rules.
The game's changed.
But what I'm saying
So
is it's not
left him
value.
behind.
But it's not value. Like I know
All right.
that's what he's worth. I'm just saying we're not going to
You'd
get.
rather keep him then.
Yeah, oh my God, I don't know if you listen or you don't. I don't know what goes on with you, right? What I said was, it's not the point. It doesn't matter. I would leave it up to him. What I'm saying is the only two players that are going to give us true value in the draft is Walsh and Wiedering. The rest, of course, are going to give you something. Like even Mackay, let's say. Like seriously, you might get a
late first rounder. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
that's what you might get for him. And then you think
Rocco,
about it.
Go on. Yeah, go.
No, that's
Finish.
it. That's it. That's all
I was going to say. So would you trade Cripps for a second rounder? Right.
Yeah.
Let's. This is a scenario, right? So trade Cripps for a second rounder, get his $1 million off the books, right? Zach Williams is out of contract. That's 1.4 out the books. That's 2.4 millions.
Yeah.
So if the club said, "Hey, we'll take a second round for Cripps, but we're bringing in Zach Butters," would you take that?
Straight away. Like I wouldn't even.
I'm just saying scenarios.
Absolutely.
As if I wouldn't even let them finish that conversation. I would go, as soon as they said, I would go get him. And anyone can watch TJP last week or when Andy was on, and me and Andy had a fake board meeting. Right,
to get Zach Butters.
And I think that was the best because I was thinking to myself, oh no, and then he came up and he said, man, I would just go up to Butters and say, you pitched it fantastic. I just said, listen, what did you say? You go, listen, mate, we'll give you 200 grand more than anyone. So whatever the offer is, we're just going to pump 200 grand on top of that. So
you're the captain straight up going forward. You're the leader of the club. We want you to be a legend of Carlton. You win our first premiership in 30 odd years. You will be part of it. We start with you. Where we want you. That's it.
You sold it to me, and I thought to myself, you know what?
Finish there. And don't take no for an answer. So what's it going to take?
Then,
imagine John Elliott was there. My God.
And then you add like Cody Walker, right? I don't expect him to be like our fucking star next year, but
but
Cody Walker,
he helps you. We've got Walsh, we've got Jagger Smith to help you in the midfield. Hey, we're going down this path down forward. We're going down this path down back. You've got Chris Davies, one of your mates here. You've got Graham Wright, who's going to hopefully lead us in the right direction. And you know what?
So can I just bring up one point here? You're bringing in all this young talent. Is Zach Butters the one you're going to be earmarking as the captain that they can all learn from? Is that it? Because there's
100%.
no other leadership around there.
No, because we've got no other leadership. That's why you give him the captaincy straight up front. Because since he's been captain of Port Adelaide, it's been fantastic.
At the end of 2007.
Yep, 100%. And that worked. As a leader, that worked.
Yeah, but what would
so
you
we've
give?
got a comment here. Sorry, go, Aiden, before I put up the comment.
What would you give for Butters? Because Port are going to match anything. I think they're going to want, 3 first-round picks for him. And plus,
he's out of contract. They don't get anything.
No, that's
just like the Conning left.
That's unless they match the offer, though. Because then they can.
Yeah, but if he doesn't want to go, I'm going home. He's got no choice. Like the Conning left.
That's right.
We got pick 9 or whatever for him, or 3 or whatever it was. That's the same thing that's going to happen to Butters. And they won't match it because they'd be silly to match it.
No. So they won't match it. And at the end of the day, they will get a compensation pick.
Can I suggest too?
They need to get Dougie Cochran, who's a top 2 pick. So they need that pick also. So
exactly. So it might work out.
So it works out it works. I've thought about all these boys.
Man, we've done this. We're going to get ourselves Butters and a new captain next year, man. I'm fucking stoked.
There you go. We fixed Carlton.
Can I also suggest that another good idea in my view, apart from bringing in your star recruit like Zach Butters, who's only one man at the end of the day. But what would really help our club, like it's helped the Brisbanes and the North Melbournes in recent years, is to bring in 2 or 3 players who might be in the last couple of years of their career.
Exactly.
Give them if they can only get 1 year out of their existing club because they're almost at the end, give them a 2-year deal, pay them a little bit more money, get them to come in and really help to develop our young players. And I'm talking about players with premiership experience, players that have played in the biggest finals that you've got. We just don't have that. We just don't.
Yeah. No, we don't. And that's our leadership. That's why it lacks, because we've got none of them. So Tom Stewart would be one at 33.
That's the type of player I'm talking about.
100%.
Like what Brisbane did with Luke Hodge. Right?
Yep. Brody Mychik, I said it last week on the show, Rocco. Why don't we go after hard-working Brody Mychik?
Because they're done. They're done. He would have been
That's what
perfect.
we need. We need hard workers in that forward line because we don't have any.
And Mychik played in a premiership side.
Exactly.
100%.
And gives you 300% every game, whether they're winning,
100%.
losing, drawing, whatever. So
I don't know if I've got gremlins in here, but people are putting up their own messages, and it might be Mars because he has got control.
Mars.
Yeah,
It's
of
probably
course it is.
Mars.
He puts up his own
He
comments.
can't, he can't stay out of it, can he?
He's at work and he can't get on.
And he's frothing at the mouth going, I'm going to get on.
But we're just going to build him up for tonight. Just build him up for tonight. But he's right. The only thing we're really giving up is salary cap space, and that's the main
fine
thing.
because we need that too.
Yeah.
So who would you get rid of? Cripps and Wiedering, or just
and Mackay?
I wonder how much cap space you'd save up because of that.
That's $3 million right there, and Williams is out because he's out of the contract. That's
100%,
over $4 million. That's a lot. You're talking Zach Butters and the Sire Wangan Malira, just in money.
100%, man. You're talking Zach Butters and then probably another 2 B graders, or like some really
or A- maybe.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
Look, there's a lot of go.
Boys,
I'm
Go
sorry.
on,
I'm going to have to make a move. It's been lovely chatting to you, and let's hope that. Yes, thanks, Rocco. Have a good show tonight, Rocco. And Andy, mate, you're a champion. Keep doing all of that great stuff on the Ankle Sore podcast.
I will, mate. Good to chat to you.
Mate. All the best.
It's time to go!
Down you, mate. 11, Carlton 7, 10. You come and have a go then.
Bloody hell.
That's it. So, 100%, man. And you're right, man. It's all about the salary cap. Just like, mate, as I said at the start, man, this is now our line in the sand, but not on the ground. That's got to come still. But this is the line in the sand to fucking move forward, mate. Show the competition like how ruthless we can be and how much we want this now,
Yep. We need to be ruthless now going forward. That's with players, administrators, whoever.
That's all right if it costs us $2 million.
That's a bargain.
We're going to have to. I know, and we're going to have to spend that. And to tell you the truth, that's going to be very shortly. That's going to become the norm. That's going to become the norm.
In 5 years' time, it's going to be average. Exactly. Like that's going to be the average, not average wage, but a good player's wage. Not even the top. Nasai is getting that now for 2 years. Like come on.
Exactly. He's getting that for 2 years, and TDK's almost getting that for
1.7
years.
Exactly. So one thing Carlton should do is, get Zach Butters, but we need to go down to teams like Geelong and Hawthorn and look at the players that aren't getting the game, right? Because some of those players are bloody good players. They just can't get into really good sides, right? So there's Jai Sarong, who was at Hawthorn, couldn't get a game. He's going up to Sydney. He's been fantastic.
That's right.
There's some good players at Geelong that don't get a game. There's that kid they pick up. They said was going to be the next Selwood, and he doesn't play every week.
Exactly. And this is the thing, man.
We need to target those players.
100%. But this all comes down to recruiting. Our recruiting's been shit, bro, man. It's been lazy. Like you said, they're picking up these top end picks, like the Jagger Smith or whatever. But Mate, they're almost given these things, man. Where are those second and third round picks that are like gold, you know? Where
Exactly. The
are
ones
they?
that you go down and look in the lower leagues and that, oh, geez, he'll be good with some development. And, you know, with pick 37 and that, we don't get those. We never get those.
The path that we need to go down in is recruiting players from top 6, top 4 teams. Not getting Chester from West Coast, because how's that going?
No. Yeah.
Oh, no good at the moment.
So getting players that can't get games for for shit teams,
exactly.
we go and get them. No, we need to get them from good teams. We need to get them from the good recruiters like Brisbane, Geelong, Hawthorn, and not just because they're top teams, but they pick out the cream of the crop at pick 38, not pick 1 and 2. Come on.
Exactly. And even then, they're kind of getting wrong too. It's not like they're getting their spot on.
No, they don't get them all right, but they can't.
No, but I'm saying
either,
our picks, our top picks are. They're not even getting them right.
You can see, you can go back, Paddy Dow, O'Brien, pick 10. My God, we've wasted so many picks, you know, and it can't be about the top 10. You know, Cody Walker, he's picked 1 or 2 this year. Like, really, we got Harry Dean, we got Jagger Smith who picked 3. Like, can't be all about the top 3 picks. You can't get that every year.
No,
you've got to find the diamonds in the rough. We've got to be creative.
I'm telling you now, with Jagger, Dean, and now Cody, they better get that right. It better be right, or else
that pushes us back 10
setting
years
the club
if they
back.
don't get them right. Yep,
100%, man. They
Mate,
better
Rocco,
be.
look at Brisbane. That kid that's playing for him now, Logan Morris. He was picked 37 or something, 42. Like, they've made him into a star because they saw potential in him.
So you develop.
What would you pay for
exactly?
him?
Oh, I'd pay a bit. I'd pay a bit for him.
But this is what I'm saying. Now, what would you pay for him? They got him
you'd pay $1 million, right?
Yep.
You'd pay $1 million for him, but you know we couldn't have picked him up with pick 27. We had to pick up some other donkey. It's probably not even at the club anymore.
Yeah. No,
so it's a whole club issue. It's recruiting. It's leadership. It's
this is the whole thing. Like, I hope people understand. Like, now this isn't. This isn't it. The sacking Voss isn't now the final. This is this should be the beginning. This is the beginning, man. What else are we going to do next, man? You know what I mean? These are going to be important moves, man. And I hope, to tell you the truth, I haven't got faith in this board, right? But I hope they understand, what they've got on their hands now. I hope they understand the importance of their decisions moving forward. I don't think they have. Right, but I hope they do, man, because this is important now. I'm telling you, this is a line in the sand now. This is like
Tasmania coming in,
right? Mate, this is a disgrace for that. And you're right, with Tasmania coming in next year, man. I'm telling you, if we don't do the right decisions this year and at least start setting ourselves up, we're in for another painful 10 years, Aidan.
Oh yeah, 100%. And there's something that Andy mentioned that was pretty interesting. He mentioned leadership. Now, we're going Travis Boak for leadership and whatever. What has he done there? Like that role is probably the most useless role that we've done because it hasn't helped at all. It hasn't helped one bit. And to go back to your point, we need to seriously get this right, because I'm telling you now, next 10, 15 years, if we get the picks wrong, if we get the players wrong that we pick up, because they're talking about getting Joel Amati. I don't want Joel Amati. He's like another version of Harry Mackay.
What is that?
Before you got on, Aidan, we spoke about Joel Amati, and we said we had Charlie Curnow. And now we're going to get Joel Amati all of a sudden, looking for a big, tall forward. Like, what's this club doing?
We had a tall forward. We
had the best one in the league.
And man. And this is what I mean. You know what I saw in that press conference? I'm telling you, the more I think about it, the more I am unsure of the future now.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with you, Rocco.
That really got me. Him not being there is I still can't get that out of my head.
Apparently, it was his decision as to why he didn't want to go on.
So why wasn't he at the presser?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why.
Because it wasn't mutual. There. That's why.
Of course it wasn't mutual. He's embarrassed, mate.
Of course he's embarrassed. I saw something on social media. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently, Fraudley and Wright, they went to a restaurant in Lygon Street, and apparently Voss left that restaurant. It was a private dinner. He left that half an hour earlier compared to what Wright and Fraudley did. And apparently,
So
he
that's
was pretty animated, and he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
That's true, because I had a message when that happened from someone, right? And who someone works there. And I had that
there you go.
message, and I told him, I think I told you blokes, but I did. He sent me the message, and I said, I don't know how true this is. So you saying that again, like, that's exactly what I heard. So this was on the cards for a while, you know. But yeah, that press conference is not making me confident at all.
Doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
Nah, 100%, man. That's really, really worrying me, man. And some of those
and
things
everything that they said kind of points towards they're not even sure themselves. That's why they're sort of spinning it, you know. They're trying to go, shit, what do we do now? How are we in this position, you know? So I agree with you, Rocco. Like, I don't know where we're at. I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, they all look like, they didn't look like, when they were talking, they didn't look confident. They looked scared.
No. Yeah.
They looked scared, like they didn't know what to say. What's the next question? Where they should have been like prepared on the front foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do, man. We had to look, as I said, Righty, he's starting to give me the shits, man, because that was weak by him. He should have just said, he said that keeping Voss was the right decision, for the rest of the year. What's wrong? How can it be the right decision when you sacked him?
Exactly.
How can it be the right? Just say, listen, we got that wrong. We thought it was going to go down this track, and it didn't end up going down this track. Like,
I don't know what metrics or what data they looked at last year and what they spoke about for 5 hours in that meeting to keep him on. That I just don't understand what they looked at that thought that, okay, we're going to keep him on for next year. Like, they didn't even specify any of that. And to be fair, I felt like the questions as well was kind of bland and boring, because they should have asked them those types of questions. Like, what did you actually see in him to keep him on? And
well, no, but no one's going to ask that, Aiden.
No, they won't ask him.
Yeah,
they're all weak. No one. I was waiting for that. Like, what made you keep him? What made you not? You know, you kept him. I would have asked what was in your head when you decided to keep him.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what the thing is, Rocco, right? All these reporters, yes, some follow Carlton, right? But could you imagine if we were asking the questions? Like all the Carlton YouTubers were asking in the press conference, asking questions, right? Of course, you're being respectful. You'll be respectful.
Yeah.
But you ask the right questions, right? Because we care about Carlton. The reporters don't care about Carlton. They just report on Carlton.
They
don't care. They don't have the passion. Yeah, exactly. This isn't about the story. This is about making the club better. Why did you do this? Why did you keep him on? Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we trade Cripps last year? Like, there's a lot of questions we could have asked.
Our captain is doing a press conference. I don't know if that's live or not, but I just saw like a photo of him doing a little press conference. So I'm not too sure if that's live, but it'd be interesting to see what he has to say.
Oh, he'll back him. He already backed him. I saw him walking in to the club today, and he said, "Oh no, he's been great for me." Of course, he's been great for you because he's backed you all the way. He will never drop you and never talk down to you. Of course, he's good to you.
No.
But has he been good for Carlton? No.
And again, I think the players need to take a little bit of accountability too. They need to look at themselves in the mirror because this is their fourth coach now in 10 years. So,
but they never will.
Well, Cripper,
they're too selfish.
Yeah, boys club down
Cripper
there.
is 6. It'll be his sixth coach,
yeah.
you know. And you know what? I would like him to come out and say, "Look, I've let down. I've let down. You know, like I've given my all on the ground, but as far as the lead, I've let down." But they're not going to say that because they're just trying to
mate. I'll be
protect himself.
shocked if they say that. Yeah.
Of course, he's not going to say that. He's not going to say that. Like he has actually let him down big time because he's his captain. And what's he done over an 8-week period? Like me and Rocco were going back and forth about his performance on when was it, Saturday or Friday?
At the Sporting Globe. At the Sporting Globe. Yeah.
And now that I think about it, if he was actually serious about the guy, he should have put that performance in throughout the last 7 weeks. Not one game, 7 weeks. But he didn't.
What did he do the week before, Aiden? 14 touches, the captain.
He didn't even get tagged. He didn't even get tagged.
Oh my God. No, it's bad. And that's the thing. It's been a boys' club for years down there. Yes, Rocco.
No, I just got this
Oh.
one. Just wave if you see me. I'm at the gym. Go for it. Put a picture without your top on.
That's my cue to go. Nah, seriously, I'm going to go. But I've been there for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's
and
great that you.
I'm drained. I love having a chat to you boys and everyone that was on today. So
I appreciate
thanks
you
for that.
coming on, man, giving us your
Thanks for
time,
having me.
and make sure everyone, because you put out a video, yeah.
I've put out a video just before I jumped on here, so it's out. Go and watch it. Tell me what you think in the comments.
100%. They will tell you what they
No,
think.
of course I'll tell me. Of course, I'm an idiot. I've got no idea. Of course. But as it turns out, I was right all the way. So anyway,
100%, man. And we're not here about saying we were right. We just want to say that, like, we were just trying to pick out what was wrong with the club. You know what I mean? And that's all. We only want the best for it.
We only want the best for Carlton. We only talk about what's wrong and what we need to change and fix. That's it. It's nothing personal. I don't care.
Some people accept mediocrity when some people, they need to look at the mirror half the time. Because I wish I was wrong with everything that I said. I wish we went on a
Me too.
game winning run and we won the flag. But unfortunately, if things are going bad, then you need to say it as it is. You can't just, you got
to accept it. You got to accept it, move forward, and get better. But we can't at Carlton and some of the supporters.
And I think the reason why the club is how it is because they love that toxic positivity that some people on certain group chats and you know what, even the fucking cheer squad give, because they accept it. They go, oh yeah, no, it's fine, we'll get better. We won't.
We won't.
So again, hopefully change is coming, but I don't know, because I don't trust anyone at this club anymore.
No, I agree. All right, boys, I'm out.
Thanks, mate. We'll chat soon.
It's time to go!
Looks like me and you, Aiden.
Exactly. We're hosting our own show.
I like it. The Rocco and Aiden show. I like it. We'll see. We'll stay on for a bit more, and we'll see if anyone else comes on. I'm going to put the link out there. If you just want to jump on and have a quick word, I mean, I'm not going to go for too much longer because I've got to prepare for a jumper punch tonight, so that's going to be a good one.
Are you doing a far out? You're doing a 6-hour show technically today.
What was that?
You're doing technically a 6-hour show. You did the emergency meeting that's gone on for 3 hours, and the jumper punch is what, 3.5.
100%. So you do that. Then last night we did a show. Like I don't know if people want to see this much of me, but unfortunately here I am. So, but I hope. Look, as soon as it happened, I actually woke up late. Right, I'll tell you what happened. I woke up late and I looked at my phone. I had like 200 messages on there, right, from our group chats. You know, and I'm thinking, what the? And then I thought, oh, I bet you he got sacked. And then straight away, then Dylan rang me and all that. And then I thought it was like 11:45. And I thought, you know what? Let's get this emergency meeting up. As people want to hear it, So we got it up there and we have a bit of a chat about it. Look, there's going to be heaps of chat going on for the next week,
Even come Saturday, like we're going to talk about the game, whether we win or lose, and then we're just going to talk about this topic again. Like I was the same with you. Like I woke up fairly early. I checked my phone, and then I got an abundance of messages, and I saw a notification Voss has resigned, and I'm like, I'm dreaming here. And then once I fully woke up, I'm like, oh wow, they got rid of him fairly early on.
Because the thing was, it was funny because I was seeing messages on like Facebook and old man's Facebook and all that. I was seeing messages on there, but there's nothing about a press conference. There's nothing out there. And I'm thinking, this has got to be fake, like there's no way that Carlton will do this without a press conference, and they fucking did, man. I'll tell you, this is my biggest disappointment today is Voss not showing up. Sitting alongside the so-called leaders, right, and doing a press conference. It's actually a disgrace. I'll be talking about this tonight. This has just shown me a lot, man. It's really shown me everything.
Yeah, I found it pretty weird because every coach that gets sacked or resigns, you think that they would show up in a press conference, but apparently he didn't want to go in there. Let's face it, I don't think he resigned. I think they sacked him, to be honest with you.
Come on, let's be serious, man. Let's be serious, man.
Yeah, they sacked him.
they would have had a meeting and said, look, it happens. I was saying this happens in my where I work at Metro, right? So if someone has a bad incident, right, if they've been there a while and all that, they say to them, listen, we'll give you the option to resign, because then on your resume it says that you resign and you can get another job instead of sending you get sacked, you know. So they kind of give you that out. But at the end of the day, we know what happened. And this is the same here. They gave him that out, right?
Yeah.
They've given him that out and said, listen, as if he would just like walk away. You know, if he resigns, right, he doesn't get paid because he breaches his contract. So they would have had a deal there. He would have said, listen, I'll step away if you give me my money, or maybe give me 80% of my money, whatever. You know what I mean? They would have come up with a deal. So we know, look, and this is what shits me, Aiden. Like, stop fucking bullshitting us, man. Like, stop telling us like we're kids, man. Come on, man. Like, he's not sitting next to you.
Nah, like, and I think they probably, like, that restaurant incident as well, where he stormed, where I think he stormed out of there pretty agitated when Wright and what's his face, the fucking president, were there half an hour longer than him. I think they probably made that decision then, but they probably said, oh, you know what, we don't want to come out and say we sacked you and everything, because the media will be like, oh, there's bad blood and everything. Because Tom Morris said that Voss is still getting paid, and I was thinking, all right, well, how are you resigned but you're still getting paid? Like, clearly, yeah, 100%. And I think someone said even then that he didn't even show up to his press conference when he got sacked at Brisbane.
I actually saw that. So we put it up there. Yeah, so that's unusual. I didn't know that. Like, I don't go that far back and remember that. But if that's the case, there's some sort of form there. But I mean, both times was pretty embarrassing, the way he had to leave. You know what I mean? And that's the point. But still, you still got to show up, man. You still got to show up. You know, I'll tell you. The one person Brett Radham, we keep talking about Brett Radham when he was the man, you know. But the one thing about him, if you remember this, Aiden, they got rid of him and he coached out, right? And he did the press conference with such dignity, knowing that they sacked him after he brought Carlton to finals. And I interviewed Brett Radham, and he said that he said that really he can't understand why they sacked him, because they were actually had a fairly good year and their injuries that year were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he still brought them to 11-11, and they played finals in those previous years. Yeah, but they wanted like, of course, they wanted Mick Malthouse to come in, so they did the whole thing, you know. But he was so. You know, like, you got to respect the bloke for doing that press conference. Oh, I'm a bit disappointed with Vossy. Mate, he should have just got out there and said, no, I would have said, mate, I want to do this press conference. And another one, I think Cripper should have been sitting next to him too.
Exactly. But apparently Mars said that he's already done an interview. Now, when will that get uploaded? I'm not too sure, but I found it very strange.
We're trying. It hasn't uploaded yet, so we're trying out.
Found it pretty strange how your two prominent leaders of the club weren't there in that press conference. Like, I find that pretty weird. I felt like it was pretty weak as well for them not to go in there as well.
It's weak. It says a lot about the whole club, and it says a lot about like where they're at. And you didn't watch the press conference, did you?
No, I did. Yeah, I watched it. And as I said, the answers were boring. The questions were dumb. Like, I would have probably asked better questions than what they did. Like, I honestly thought Chris Davies answered better than what CEO did and the president did. I felt like I got more out of him than what Wright and Priestley gave me, which is embarrassing.
You know what? I agree with you. He actually stood up a little bit. The others, like, first of all, Wright looks like he's aged like 20 years already, right? And he just looks like he's been already defeated. Frawley, that bloke there, like, what the fuck's he talking about contested ball and centre clearances? Like, shut the fuck up, bro, man. Stop talking about stuff you don't know, man. Like seriously, that he talked about clearances. I couldn't believe it, So it was just a waste. They knew they had to do this. This was forced upon them, right? They knew what they had to do. They also did a little interview, both of them, that we put up before, which was just a waste of time. But again, it's just word salad, Aiden, to me, man. I'll tell you right now, this is word salad, right? I want to see action now, right? Because we can all do the talk, right? You can all talk, mate. You can all fucking try to talk. You can all say that you can coach and you can do that. You know what I mean? Go out there and do it and prove it. You know what I mean? Same with this board and this club. Now, all right, we've done the talk now. You've all come out with the talk. Let's see what you're going to do now, mate. This is the first decision of many, right? Exactly. This is the first decision. You, better start fucking earning your bucks now, man. Because we have to make some hard calls.
100%. And another thing too, what happens with these assistants now? Because they got all these people in for Voss. So what? Are they just going to get rid of them? They can't get rid of them because the next coach that comes in, he's going to want to bring in his new people. And I'm sure that the person, like the new person that comes in, I mean, personally, if I was going in somewhere, I'd be like, I want him, her, coming with me. And if they say, oh, well, we can't do that because we've already contracted them for another year, they're like, all right, then I'm not coming in. Like, that's another thing as well. Because they can't just pay him out.
Well, they might have to.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have an effect on the soft cap or whatever?
Maybe this is the problem, with the bit of the soft cap. But look, let's be serious, man. If the new coach comes in, man, he's going to want his people around him.
100%.
And I think now what they've done is, right, they've almost, they've put themselves in this position now because they didn't get rid of him last year when they could have, and all those problems could have been fixed now, right? They could have had the coach and the assistants that this coach wanted. But now they've put themselves in this position where they've got a bunch of people there that maybe the new coach doesn't want. Right. So if you're going to get a new coach in, you're going to have to accommodate who he wants in that club. Right. So they're going to have to work out a way, right, to get these people in, or else what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think a few other senior coaches that have been here for 4 or 5 years, they're out of contract this year, but still, like, a new coach wouldn't want to get rid of 3 and bring in 3. He'd want a whole committee next to him that's his.
100%.
Because, again, if you're going to lead people that you brought in for Voss, you're not going to be able to work with them properly because the new coach will want people that he's worked with for years, that knows how he wants to play, not come into an environment where he has to deal with people that he doesn't even know. And again, like, it's not going to work if you do that.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. So, mate, they've put themselves in a position, man, but now you're going to have to start making some decisions, man, and not only and look, the board, mate, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to happen, but the board also has to be accountable too on this, man. Like, there's got to be some changes made there. I really can't see us going forward with Priestley. Priestley's been a weak freak, and the only reason he came on today was because he had to. Exactly. Imagine him not coming on today. Like, he had to come. Like, so.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like, I think Mars said it once. He's like, if this doesn't work with Voss, everyone that ticked off that decision, they need to go. Whether it's Priestley, whether like the board, they need to go. I don't think you can get rid of Wright. He just came, but I don't think he will last upon 2 years, to be honest. But again, I think the next person that needs to leave is Williams. I don't know what he's still doing there, because if he is going to be a part of the committee to bring in the next coach, then I will be very, very worried.
100%, man. And this is the thing. And here we go.
Well, here we go.
That's it.
Yeah, always hollow feelings. It's like I said, the way today, I've I know over 4 years have built a great relationship with Vossy and as well a lot of the other players, especially the senior players. yeah, just the feeling amongst us all is, we have so much respect for him as a person, as a coach, and I suppose it makes you reflect on the last 4 years we've had with Vossi, and they're pretty emotional. It's pretty emotional, but a lot of, I suppose, from my end, a lot of gratitude towards him and what he did for this footy club over 4 years, and so as a captain, I couldn't speak highly enough of Vossi.
Were you shocked, Patrick, that he was like the fact that you played the game and he knew that it was his last game? But what was your emotion when you found that out?
Yeah, I was shocked. It's early in the year, and I think everyone that's watched footy this year, in terms of I suppose the attention around him and the way he's handled himself, I just couldn't speak highly enough of a person who, through a lot of adversity, showed up so well as a leader for us as players. So, I didn't think it was going to happen like this, and so shocked is one way, but just trying to absorb it all today, I suppose.
You put a lot of onus on the playing group, and you've spoken through the year just about performances. Did you and the playing group feel like you could have done more across the course of this year to keep Vossi in the job?
Yeah, I think everyone takes accountability for these things. It's as a leader and as a captain, the position we're currently as a club, it's I suppose frustrating. You want to be contending and playing, getting close to finals footy. So I think everyone has a shared accountability of where we're at right now. It's not just on Vossi, and we've talked about that all throughout the year.
How do you lead? What do you think the final straw was in his decision?
Well, I think Vossi, for him, I felt like he, in the conversation I had with him, he sort of felt like the best way forward for the footy club was this decision, and I just respect Vossi so much for going out on his own terms, but also he's always talked about putting Carlton first, and I think that's what he sort of spoke about, and but he was just really honest with us, and like I said before, I've got such a good relationship with Vossi, and there'll be time in a couple of weeks where we sit down, have a feed and a beer together, and talk about the 4 years we had together.
How do you, as captain, lead through this?
It's important. Today's they're sort of hollow days, to be fair. It's like everyone feels the emotion differently. So it's just about processing in your own way, and then tomorrow we'll come in, and it's important that as a group we understand that it's only round 9 and going to round 10, so there's a lot of footy to play out this year, and we've got to keep moving forward. Footy and life keeps moving forward. So I'll be making sure the boys are in a good headspace. We've got training tomorrow. We train well and get right behind Fraser, who's going to coach us the rest of this season. So my attitude or commitment, from the start of the season to the rest of the season is not going to change. I try and lead and play a certain way and try and bring the boys together as much as I can.
Seeing 4 coaches depart now, is there any party that feels a little bit let down by the club?
No, I don't feel let down because a lot of the things you don't have any control over as a player. It's but I think you want to be competing, you want to be playing finals footy. That's everyone's sort of motivation as a player, especially as you get the back end of your career. That's what you want to be playing. So I still feel like there's a fair bit of footy to play out this year. So I want to keep working hard with the boys and keep trying to lead this club. It's an honour to lead this club, and I'm going to keep trying to do it the best I can.
Has anything changed about your future here? You've stuck fed every time you've had a chance.
Mate, I'm contracted in the next year, so like I said before, I'm really committed in terms of this season. Like it's I'm not just going to wave the white flag and waste a year. Like there's a lot of footy to play out this year, so the privilege to play AFL, any game AFL, is a massive honour. There's so many people in the world that would love to play any game of footy, and that never gets lost to me, and especially for this footy club. So I'm going to lead it the same way I've been doing it, for the last sort of 6 to 8 years, and wear the jump with pride and keep going for it. Thanks, guys.
It's a tough one, probably a sad one, if we're being completely honest. You sort of reminisce a little bit on more so the good times that we've spent with Vossi, and just credit to him in the way I think Cripple would have said it, and a few of us have said it in previous weeks, the way he's operated both as a person, a leader, a father and a mentor. I think he's pretty impressive. So wishing him obviously all the best, but tough day.
Just inside players meeting with Michael Voss earlier today where he addressed you guys. Chris Davies said that he spoke about, he gave some parting words and advice and reflected a little bit. What did he say?
Yeah, I mean, he reflected more so probably on his journey at this club, and he came in at a time where the club was pretty much on its knees. Internal review, multiple changes at different leadership positions. The players have probably lost confidence in their ability to win games, and in a pretty short period of time, he turned that around very quickly. And, the culture he built alongside Cripper and the confidence he instilled in this group to get to finals for the first time, prelim, which we'll all hold and cherish, I think, quite a lot as players, as a really fond memory. And then some up and down times throughout, the last couple of seasons. That was sort of what he reminisced on, and then just the strengths of this group. Yes, it's a tough day for the club and the players and everyone that's affected by this, but we've still got a job to do as a club for our fans and our families. And today's today. We'll get the emotions out, and then we've got a job to do come this week.
Are you tired of living days like this throughout your career?
I love my job. There's a lot of perspective and gratitude, and to sort of finish off your questions, Av, that was probably what he parted with, was perspective and gratitude for what we do as players, coaches, and what we get to do for the people that I mentioned, fans, our family. It's an incredible job to do, and I don't operate like that. I'm thinking more of the positives and what I can do next to help this club get up from a pretty shitty position.
Do you want to stay long term, Jacob?
Yes, most certainly. I mean, I made the decision a long time ago that I wanted to be a Carlton player for life, and I've got 5 years left, I think, on my contract. And as I mentioned, the leaders have got a job to do, and we've got to lead this club forward through actions and words. And I want to be a part of that for sure.
So days like this, like you said, there's obviously gratitude. Does the competitor in you also feel like it gives you a bit of fire in the belly to, okay, well, we've got to start again under a new coach, be part of something special?
Yeah, I mean, there's an element of that. I think that's probably where you could look at the selfless nature of Voss's decision to move on. He might have given us, and whether it is the circuit breaker or not, we'll know in a few weeks, and obviously towards the end of the year. But it's given us an opportunity to, in a sense, start afresh. And we'll see what we can do this week.
It seems like the board, Jake, weren't convinced Michael was strategically where the club needed to be, and that's what needs to change. Your effort was there, and you obviously have great connection with him. Is that fair from your point of view?
I mean, it's tough to, analyse that in hindsight. I guess if you're looking at it from a purely football perspective, aside from coaching, strategy, playing list and the makeup of it, the game has changed in a very short space of time. And the teams that have been able to adjust up the top of the ladder, and the teams that haven't are down the bottom, and we're one of those teams. So how quickly we can make that adjustment, that's something time will tell. And as you've said, the effort's there. We're in games. Whether it's at halftime or towards the end of the game on the weekend, there's some positives to take out of the year so far. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, they're bringing them all in.
Just get the plane. Just get everyone out.
With
Just
Voss's
put me
address,
there, mate.
makes you reflect a fair bit.
Fuck me.
Had
Just
such
get everyone
big
there.
impact on me and everyone at this football club. So definitely took a bit to process, but it probably just shows footy clubs it's can be challenging times, but also reflect on a lot of good moments we had with him too. And I'm sure we can all remember a fair few of them.
Why didn't you pick Sam?
Look, I think there was definitely a lot of highs and then some lows along the way. The hardest thing for our group probably was towards going into this year was the element of we wanted to get back to sort of playing a team brand of footy, which we wanted to create for the environment, and Vossy really led that. But at the end of the day, it's sort of that win-loss that let us down. And I think we can put our hands up as players that in those key moments, you've got to really stand up, and when the game's there to be won, take those opportunities. And that's why it probably becomes a win-loss industry at days like this. You're probably reminded of that. And we just, on today's point, just more getting around Vossy, and so thankful for the amount of effort and the best leader that I've come across in football. So, it's a big thanks to him.
Circuit breaking Sam as a group to turn some of those close losses into wins on the way home.
Well, I think all year we've been trying to search for how we get better in that area, and Vossi's been the main guy of trying to lead that. But at the end of the day, I think we've been able to see that we're playing a style of footy that stands up, but we just haven't been able to do it for long enough, or when teams really go against us. So there's some simple things that we can control in that, with the fundamentals of the game and ability for us as leaders to really stand up and own the moment rather than waiting for something to happen. And all of that I've spoke on then happens on the field. So there's definitely a big accountability for us.
Since Vossi left this afternoon, what's been the reflection in the locker room of what's happened today?
Probably, I think we're all feeling pretty flat for him, to be honest. And such a legend in the game and spent a long time at the top level. So the way he addressed us, it makes you appreciate being able to play AFL football and get these opportunities. So it was nearly probably a bit of appreciation, and he was very good at thanking a lot of people at the club that helped him, which makes you realise how many good people we've got here. And as I've said all along, when I probably got questions on Voss, it doesn't just land at him. With him, we're all in it together and got a lot of good people. And from there, it shows footy moves pretty quick because we're out there trying to get to work and get better again. And I think we'll have to sit down in a group at some point and process it a bit further, and then move on.
He told Chris Davis on Friday that it would be his last game. Was there anything in the way he dressed you guys, or even the post-match, that made you think, oh, this is it, or blindside is the wrong word, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, within hindsight, there might have been a few little moments, but the biggest thing for Vossi all along, he's given us bits of gold of advice and reflection upon his career and lessons to be able to learn from our own game, but he's drawn his experience, and he probably touched on them a few times during the week. And I think he was always massive on how we can be trusted teammates, and that's something that we're still building. But people might think, well, why hasn't happened during his time? I think it has, but you've got to be consistent with it, and that's where our growth is.
Josh Fraser gets a chance now. Can you tell us about him as a coach and his strengths?
Yeah, my first year at the footy club, Fraser was the VFL head coach. So I've seen him in that head coach role before, and I think his ability to have really good relationships with the players has been there since he's come back. And like a lot of our meetings run, it just hasn't been Vossi running it. So we've had a taste of what his style is. But the best thing with our own game, there's nothing within the system that we're trying to change too much. It's just about getting better and more consistent with certain parts of it, like our defence and probably a little bit of our own individual games and how we can grow in that area. And there's still a lot to gain out of this year.
Far out.
Interesting. I mean, they just wheeled in them three and had their say. I mean, again, man, you don't really get nothing out of these press conferences. I mean, what are they going to say, man? What do they really want to say, and what did they say? It's two different things. I mean, I didn't get nothing out of that.
No,
I didn't get nothing out of that.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think Cripps should have. I think he could have spoken better. He could have said, "Yeah, on behalf of myself and the playing group, we take accountability and everything like that." But he didn't. All he said was, "Oh, yeah, we take accountability." Okay, where? How? Why? But other than that, like I thought Wiedering spoke better than Cripps.
And I think Wiedering, to tell you the truth, mate, he did that thing with with Gerard Wheatley there. He did that interview, and he sounded like, he was the most honest out of everyone. He sounded like he was defeated. He sounded like, that something could be happening, because he did say, it is a win-loss, business. And he said all that, and he kind of sounded the same now. I think he's one of them who's happy that he's gone, because he doesn't look like the player he used to be. He does not look happy at all.
No. I do not believe for 1 minute that the way Wiedering has been playing, that's just him now. He's just out of confidence and out of form. Like, that's not the Wiedering that I know. I felt like he was probably one of them that probably knew that enough was enough. And you can tell there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if our next 6 to 8 weeks we go on a massive winning run. Because, as Vince said, he's going to let them play off instinct. They're going to let them enjoy themselves. And then I just hope that they don't do like another Teague train moment, and they go, we believe in Fraser, we love him, like let's make him the coach. You can't do that.
You know the fans. There's going to be certain fans out there that are going to
Oh,
jump
yeah.
on that straight away. And you know what? We might even win this week. I mean, the doggies have their faults, and you know, you get a little bit of a sugar hit, and you might even win. And we've been closer, you might even win. You know, but as I said, there's some big problems at Carlton. Let's not just think that this is going to fix everything. You know what I mean? But you know what we will see, Aidan, in the next 14 weeks, who the next leaders are going to be, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. And you'll see who wants to stay here next year. Because don't forget, there's 12 players out of contract, so there's going to be players that will be fighting for their careers and spots. So you'll know.
100%, man. 100%. Now they'll be, because they don't know who's going to be the next coach, so they're going to want to impress whoever it is. You know what I mean?
100%.
To me, the big one is to seeing who's the next captain, who's the next leader. That's the big one for me now. That's the massive one. I want to see who's going to stand up. I want to see, you know, like I didn't hear one of them saying, oh, you know what, kind of Cripper did when he was asked the question, but I didn't see one of them stand and say, oh, you know, this is on us. You know, we let the coach down. You know what I mean? We let the club down and we let the supporters down. I didn't hear not one of them say that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're the one going out onto the ground. You're the one that controls. You're the only one that's got control over this, you know, when you get onto the ground. And some of those efforts show me that they're not real leaders out there. Now, again, just like the Carlton Football Club, there's a line in the sand, not only for the Carlton Football Club, but for players now to say, right, I want to be the person who takes this club forward now, you know, and who's that going to be? You know, is it going to be Wiedering? I still have faith in Wiedering, even though it might be a chance, you know, they'll put him up and that, who knows, you know, but I have faith in him that he could be a good leader. And I also have faith in Walsh, but I need to see it now, man. I need to see it. That's what I'll be saying. Like if I was the coach now coming in, if I was Fraser, I would say, listen, I need to see. I don't know where I'm going to be next year. I don't even know if I'm going to be at the club. But right now, right at this moment, I'm in charge. Right at this moment, I need to see who's going to stand up. Because guess what? I might not be here next year, but you might not be either. So show me that you want to be here. That's what I'll be saying to the players. That's what I'll be saying to the players. Who's the next fucking leader here? Who is it? Hey, Carol, is it you? I know you're only young. Is it you, mate? Is it you going to take it on, you know? Who's going to be the next leader now, you know? I don't know if they're that type of team, man. I've lost all faith in it, but that's what's got to happen.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like whoever because there'll be people, I mean, everyone's going to be watching them. And again, like the next person that'll be head coach, whether that's someone from Geelong or who knows, Hawthorn that's in the system, or even, I don't know, Chris Scott, Longmire, even though I don't think they will get it. They're going to be watching them. And I'm telling you now, like if I was Fraser as well, I'll be like, all right, you're going to be having a coach, whatever person they'll be coaching you, they'll be watching. And they will be able to indicate if they want you here or not. So, again, it's pretty much go time for these players now and these leaders, because the next coach, he probably wouldn't want Cripps as captain. He'd probably go out the box and be like, oh, you know what, Matt Carroll, I want you as captain. Because you showed in that 14 weeks that you showed pretty good leadership qualities and you can lead this club forward. Like, who knows? 100%. We might go with a completely young leadership group next year. Who knows? I don't 100%. Know. But again, it will be a very interesting. It all starts this week. Like, we'll be able to. I feel like we'll see a lot how this team will play out the year through this week. More so,
if they play with more freedom, like if all of a sudden you just see it, like, because we'll be able to notice it real quick, right? We'll be able to notice it real quick. Maybe they haven't got the skills yet, you know what I mean? Because I still think their skills are down, you know, below par. But if they start playing with freedom, what does that say? What does that fucking say, man? It answers all our questions, you know?
It says more about them than the coach, I think.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And Peter's right. It doesn't start this week. It starts now. It starts in the next 100%. Training session. It starts 100%. Right now. Who wants this? And you know what? You said something spot on there, Aidan. I would be saying to the players, I don't know who's going to be leading the club next year, but guess what, mate? They're watching.
They're 100%. Like I don't know who's going to be coaching us next year, but if they'll probably be like, oh, you know what, Cripps, you've done a lot of good work over the last 14 years, but I don't want you here anymore. Go to West Coast, go be with your family. Waitering, I don't want you here anymore. Like, it's not a big deal, but it's a massive deal these next 14 weeks because it can.
It's huge.
It's
huge.
It's massive.
It's huge. This is, I'm telling you, the start of it. It starts now for the future. And I mean, this year's done and dusted. Let's be honest. But it doesn't mean it's a waste. What was a waste was up to round 9. Well, I heard Graham write and say, oh, this year hasn't. No, you've just wasted this year, bro. You've wasted already this year. But what we can do, we can still make something out of it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so we fucked up the cake. But you know what? Let's get it in there. Let's mold it a bit. Let's put some icing on it, and let's try to do the best we can out of it. That's what they've got to do now. It's a waste up to round 9, but it doesn't have to be a complete waste, right? Because we're not thinking about 2026. We're not thinking about 2027. We're thinking about
10 years after that.
Exactly, and the future. Not only one, we're thinking about like now the future of the current football club. Just remember, it's a fucking disgrace what's happened to this club, man. It's 100%. A disgrace, man.
100%. And again, like as you said there, like I was going to mention that these 14 weeks, they don't only set up next year. They set up, as I said before, 10 years. Because again, like some of these players that we have now, they'll be here for 5-10 years. Like, I might be over-exaggerating a little bit, but it's true to a point. Because you don't know who's going to be here, not even next year, but 5 years after that.
100%, man. You don't know what exactly right, man. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't even know if you're going to be there at the end of the year, man. I'm telling you now.
Like, it's a new era now. It's a completely new era now. Like, it's a pretty massive deal. Like the Voss era is gone. That's done. Now we're transitioning into a new era. What that era will be, I don't know. But I'm telling you now, these next 14 weeks, our season's done. But I think our purpose for the next 14 weeks is how the next 5 to 10 years will be set up.
That's what it's all about. They can't waste the rest of this year. They cannot waste it. Now we've made we pulled the trigger. We pulled the first one, and now we're going to keep going until we get what we want. You know what I mean? And you've got to be ruthless. You've got to show everyone how ruthless we are, right? It's time, as Blackie says here. Peter Black says it's time for the cleanup now. You know what I mean? Because seriously, it's shit, and they know it. You could see it in their faces the way their interviews were. They knew it. They knew it was coming. They know it's their fault. They know all this, man. They know all this. Like, it's time to stand up, guys. It's time to stand up, all of you. It's time to stand up, man, and now bring this club, man. We keep saying the jumper. It is all about the jumper, bro. Let's not forget that. It's all about that. And the people who think that's who treat it with the most respect is the supporters and the fans, right? Don't let us down. Now, I've had this argument with Manny where I said they don't play for the supporters. No, they don't go out there and play for the supporters. You know what I mean? But
in the next 14 weeks, we'll be able to tell if they do or not.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. You know what? I just want them to play for themselves. Like, for your not be individual, but what I'm saying is the pride in your own performance. You know what I mean? Where's that gone? Bring it, man. I hope Josh Fraser brings that. I hope he brings that to the club. Not that I want him as coach, but I hope that he just instills into them now, it's time to play for the club. Now, look what you've done. Like you said, mate, Cripps, this is his 6th coach. It's his 6th coach, bro. Man, you've got to take some responsibility for that. As a leader, you've let 6 coaches get through. What have you, I'd be asking myself if I was Cripper, I'd be asking myself, what did I do to try and stop this? Did I do enough? Because
he's been captain for what? Under Bolton, Teague, Voss. That's 3 coaches out of how many? 6? 4 coaches out of 6. So he has to take some responsibility as well. As you said there, if I'm him, I'd be looking in the mirror and say, okay, what have I done that's caused this? Because he's at fault as well. Like, he's not perfect. And, like, what can I do to fix it? Well, fix it by demonstrating the great leader that you supposedly are. Because over the last 8
100%.
weeks, like, you haven't demonstrated to be a great leader, and you've disappointed everyone to a point.
And the other thing is, like, with Cripper, does he want to stay next year? Like, does he want to be the leader next year? Does he want to be captain? Because you know what? I'll be saying that's still open. That door isn't closed, Cripper.
No.
You know, you could still be captain for the rest of your career here, right? That door. I'm not saying that door's closed, but what am I saying is, man, you've got to show me that you want it. You've got to show me that you want it, and who wants it next? And you know, Weedery, I'd put them all in a ring. Right, I put them all in the ring and say, right, man, who wants this? Who wants it? Who wants it? You know, mate, the great Robert Walls used to do that. Man, he used to challenge these people. Who wants it? Who wants it? He used to bring the boxing gloves and make them box during training, right? Mate, who wants this, man? So, listen, man, it's going to be interesting. 14 weeks. It's going to be an interesting week.
Yeah, it's massive, and again, like, it starts on Saturday night. I mean, it starts now, but like, it starts on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, if they rock up
Saturday, we get to see it. We get to see what's happening
if
on
they
the
rock
Saturday.
up playing the exact same way as they have been over the last 8 weeks, then I don't know where we're going to go.
Well, no, if that's the case, and I mean, it will take time to change. I've always said you can't change it over a preseason.
Just show something. Just show like a little something. That's it.
Show something, man. So so on Saturday we're going to get to see it, and I'll tell you one thing. I'm actually excited about this week's game now. You know, not for anything, but just for, you know, like, you know, if we win this week, I'll actually be excited.
Yeah, because
but if we won under Voss, I wouldn't be excited. But I'm actually like, if we win, I'm going to be pumped this week. I'm going to be
because there's a new coach. There's like probably a new game plan. Like, again, it sets a precedent. It can set a precedent throughout the next 14 weeks and beyond that. So again, like, I think everyone's excited now.
I reckon you're going to see a new rejuvenation this week. I'm telling you, and of course there's a lot to do, you know, but there's going to be. And Bocek, Rocco, you're a sicker for putting this on during the day. Great entertainment while I work, mate. I'm here for the fans, mate. I'm here for the fans. But it wasn't me. Like, I pushed the buttons, but it's everyone that tuned in and everyone that jumped in, mate. Everyone that's jumped in, Aiden and Andy and Vince and Lyndon, Gorkan, probably forgot David, all of you, even back to the bench jumped on, man. I appreciate you jumping on. Even fucking Frankie Evans jumped on. What's his name? Ed Flanders. What the fuck's his name? Nah, thanks for jumping on, mate. He reckons he's putting his hand in for the coaching position. So we'll see how that goes. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking actually appoint him as a coach, man. That's the kind of shit that we would do. We'd appoint him as our media entertainer or something.
And just one more thing. What if we went on like a massive winning run and we just somehow made top 10? Like, we're not going to do it, but if that somehow happened, then again, it would say a lot about the players and all that. But it's not going to happen. But I mean, you can fantasize a little bit because you don't know.
No. Just say that happened. You know, then there's all these new questions like, is Josh Fraser really a good coach?
That's the thing. I still want to make him coach if that happens.
He would still have to do the interview for me. You know, I'm not saying Josh Fraser might be a good coach. I don't know. I don't know. That's their job to find out. But if that happens, Aiden, then there's questions on. Well, the questions were answered with Voss. Then all those questions are already answered with Voss, right? The big question will be on the players. And that would, as happy as I would be, that would kind of piss me off a bit.
Yeah, it would.
That would piss me off a bit. So. What you picking and choosing when you want to play the game?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on? So that would absolutely piss me off. So I would still question the group and I would still question the leaders after all that. But I'll take it. I would take a wild card. But come on, mate. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? shut up. What are we doing here? Like, stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it. You know?
Yeah, no, we're not going to make a wild card, but I mean, look, we could get, who knows, we could win our next few games in a row as a sugar hit and then go back to that downward spiral again. But again, the next 14 weeks, it will say a lot about these players.
Look, the main thing is we've done it. We've been asking for this for a long time, Aiden. You know what I mean? And not because we want, you know, like, you know, we just wanted Voss, we hate him, because we thought that this was the best decision for the club. So we've wanted this for a long time. I'm still a bit shocked. Not that he's gone, because I woke up
because I
woke up to like all these messages. I didn't know what, and then within 15 minutes I did emergency meeting. So I was a bit shocked, but it's going to be a big show tonight. I guarantee. We've got big Scotty Tompkins coming all the way from overseas. Man, he lives like 9 hours away, so he's driving at the moment.
He's probably landing, or he's probably still on his flight.
He's probably landing. He's he's over the excitement of Warragul, his favourite football team. So he's been watching that. That's his favourite team. So he'll be on tonight. It's going to be a massive show. I'll tell you now. Mars would have loved to do this. You know, Mars, he would have loved to do this. But unfortunately, he has to make a living. Yeah. But he's going to be revved up for tonight. I know Bocek's going to be revved up for tonight. And we're going to have
it could be a 6-hour show.
Yeah, this could be a big one tonight. And I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be a huge one tonight because all three of us are going to have. I've probably had a lot of my say now, so I'll maybe be a little bit more calmer. But I'm just gonna when Mars arrives, I'm not gonna make him talk. So I'm gonna mask him up because I don't want him to say a word because I want the rage to build, and I'm just gonna keep whispering in his ears like things like we shouldn't have got rid of Voss and all that just to build him up. So and then fucking take the mask off and go bang. So, no, it's going to be huge, man. So, look, everyone, I'm going to go because I've actually got to get this show ready. I've got to get all the videos.
If I can say one last thing, I think...
Go for
it. Me and Mars can finally not hate watch Carlton anymore. We can actually start supporting the team now because the last couple games, especially at the Sporting Globe, I was literally wanting us to lose. But now this Saturday, I can, want us to win again. So
100%, man, and that's what I said just before. Like, I'm going with a little bit of excitement, and against Brisbane, I wanted Brisbane to kick goals at the end, because
I wanted us to lose by 200.
It's sad, but I just wanted some change, So, like I'm with you now. I'm actually excited, and I did say if they weren't going to change, I was going to stop going to footy this year, right? And I was umming and ahhing about going this week. And I still want more change, but I will be going this week now. 100% me and Dylan will be there. Mars won't be there because they'll be overseas. Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for all that. Thanks, man. And so I'll be going there, and I will be a lot more excited. I'm going to want to win this week. This week. Again, doesn't change everything, but it's given us, and hopefully it gives everyone a bit of a hit.
Yeah.
But just remember, it's only a sugar hit. You know what I mean? But so it's good. So listen, I got to go. Everyone, make sure tonight, 7 p.m. the jumper punch. We're getting ready now. Thanks, Aiden, for joining us and finishing off the show. You've been great. I think we might start something here, Aiden, mate. Right, have an Aiden show. What do you reckon, mate? I reckon. Hey, listen, and another thing, mate, get the likes up. What are you doing, man? Like in the middle of the day, my girlfriend's going to leave me, mate, because I'm never at home. I'm never inside anymore. And you blokes, I'm not even getting 100 likes. Come on, let's get it up there. So thanks, everyone, for coming. And, we'll see you all tonight.